91.5 WBIM presents Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks. Whoever you're with, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, don't stop. Just turn us up. Coming to you live from the Adrian Rondelou Campus Center. We are your destination for commercial-free classic rock to power your nights. Bruce Springsteen, Tom Petty, Pearl Jam, Eric Clapton, AC/DC, Zeppelin, Foo Fighters, Aerosmith, The Clash, Nirvana, Guns N' Roses, Rolling Stones, Soundgarden, Van Halen, and hundreds more. 5 decades, thousands of songs, and one show to rule them all.
All kinds of cool bands.
You guys rock. We are all request at 508-531-1303.
I can hear what I want when I want.
Every song just rocks.
So go get some food in the belly, gas in the tank, and prepare to make your Saturday night something classic. The Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks begins now on Bridgewater's own 91.5 WBIM.
Did we make it? Are we back? We're back.
It's 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater Saturday Night Soundtrack. We're back. Rob
Saturday
Hicks.
evening.
It's late evening, early, or early evening, late. How does that work?
I'm calling it night.
We're going to call it night, too.
I thought night happened at 7.
It's already too confusing. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. Welcome back, everyone.
Here we are.
How's everyone doing?
We're doing good.
We're doing.
Maybe there are better nights to ask that question, perhaps.
Yes.
So let's get right into it. We're doing classic rock until 11 o'clock. That's what we're all about, and that's what we're going to be doing for this entire semester. So, yeah, that's the deal. Give us a call, 508-531-1303. And you can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You just search for, and we're on Twitter also at SN Soundtrack.
Oh, don't forget the new thing.
Oh, the new thing I'm going to get to in a little bit.
Yes.
We're going to mention that, and anything else everybody else wants. The new thing that Jared's talking about is that we have a couple of new capabilities, or really one big new capability.
I like new capabilities.
Yeah, I love new capabilities.
Yeah, we'll do your homework for $50.
We won't. We won't. That's the fine print. We're not going to do that. What we are going to do is tell you that Livestream is a program that's available. It's a website that's out there, and it's also an app that you can get. I'm assuming you can get it on a phone that's not an iPhone. I obviously haven't tried that, but
It's
usually,
free.
yeah, it's free. Usually, most of those apps you can get for Droids if you got them, but you can definitely get it for the iPhone. Again, it's called Livestream, and all you have to do is get that free app, check it out, and search for WBIM. It's going to come right up, and you can listen to us crystal clear, no buffering. I am not
5-second delay.
I'm not going to promise you that this is not going to be like tune-in radio last semester, which we thought worked phenomenal for 2 weeks and then just stopped working for some reason. I only really started experimenting with it today, had no problems whatsoever, so I'm assuming that going forward it's going to be fine. But assuming is a dangerous thing.
They can call us if it doesn't work.
Yes.
We'll hunt those people down
Absolutely.
and kneecap them.
Absolutely.
Even with my tech difficulties, I was able to start listening within, I don't know, 30 seconds.
There you go.
It was easy.
If a guy in his 50s can do it,
Exactly.
you guys can do it. The other thing that I wanted to mention, and this is exciting news as well, we'll start the show.
We have no pants on.
We have pants on. Fine print, we have pants on.
I'm not looking.
Oh, my God. So, much like we began every show, you're right. much like we used to begin every show last semester with a little tally, we're going to begin this show this semester with a tally as well of how we're doing on Facebook and Twitter.
Tally.
A tally. Tally-ho.
What about our live journal?
We don't have live journal.
MySpace page.
So Facebook, we're pretty much stagnant. We got one new like, courtesy of the man sitting behind me, John Coombs, and well, that's about it. But we're at 34, and that counts as a new like, so that's totally fine. Yeah. As far as Twitter goes, because you know how Twitter was always kind of that was a linchpin. We were always trying to get more followers, and we would gain followers, and then we would lose followers. At the end of the semester last May, we were at 8. We had 8 followers. We actually have 10. Yeah. Before anybody gets extremely excited.
Oh, here comes the bad news.
Oh, yeah. There's always bad news.
Sort of like I always have to give a caveat. One of the new followers, apparently,
spam.
They don't seem to speak a word of English. So that kind of ends up being a problem. But
one less person to offend.
What do you mean? Do we offend people?
I hope we do.
I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, you do all the time. But the other person looks like they're a legit follower, and I believe they actually are also following the station, WBIM, which leads me to believe that they're potentially a listener, a student, someone in the area who could just be following us just because they like the station and the programming. So if that's the case,
Because you're
more
at
power
college.
to you.
Stalking people is the thing to do.
No. Sir, it's way too early to be having these problems with you. Way too early for it.
Is it, though?
It's only just begun.
508-531-1303. Give us a call. Make a request. If you want to request that Jared just stop saying offensive things, you can do that. That's
It's not going to happen. though.
Nobody wants that. That's the
That's
part of the
fine.
magic. I'm like
that's
the
a part of the magic.
I'm like the marshmallows in the Lucky Charms here.
What shape are you?
We haven't figured that part out yet, but that's what I am. I'm the marshmallows in your cereal. Enjoy it.
I'm never eating Lucky Charms again. Give us a call for request, 508-531-1303. Going to get into the first long classic rock block of the semester. Kick it off with a song that Dwayne Allman contributed to. He was key in the instrumental parts, and he actually played the song's notorious last note.
Saturday nights and classic rock. They just go together like bacon and hot fudge sundaes.
Whatever.
Just trust us on this, okay? Bacon and hot fudge sundaes. Yum. The Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
The Beatles, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack, and the classic rock song was probably one of the slowest fade-outs of all time. That one and Joker, always kind of a slow fade-out at the end there, but it's good. Rolling Stones before that, Cream, Derek and the Dominoes, Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmertz, 535.
I know somebody once counted the amount of na-nas at the end of that track.
Did they really?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
I don't remember how many.
Do we have a number?
Not a clue.
There's a rumor that I've read, and I don't know if this is ever. I think this has been validated, but I'm not entirely sure. That there is buried profanity deep in that song
I doubt it.
that you can't hear, but it's.
But it's there.
They say it's there, and apparently one of the producers or one of the engineers who was there at the session said, "Yep, it's there. It's so produced, and there's so much else going on that you can't hear it." Whether they're just saying that to add to urban legend, I do not know.
Who was the profanity from?
I'm going with that.
I'd go with John, definitely. But
I mean, I don't know because I was not there.
Yeah.
So, 508-531-1303. Call us up, make requests. You can follow us on Facebook, or you can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter, at SN Soundtrack. And I can't help but wondering if we're, are we starting from scratch here?
What do you
as far
mean?
as our fan base goes?
Probably.
yeah,
You know what I'm
probably.
saying?
I think every night we do.
You know what I... Well, no. We had a good click going.
What happened to Greg?
What happened to Greg is a good question. What
Wait a
happened
minute.
to
Was that even his name?
What happened to Nate
Yeah.
is a better question.
Nate.
Because Nate was the one who was calling us religiously. Greg started to, he started to come in from the side. All of a sudden, he's making a run.
Oh, hey.
Oh, well, what's going on?
Want to put him on the air?
Talk first,
All right.
All right.
just in case.
Just
So-
in case.
So over the week, over the summer, actually, I discovered an interesting website.
Another one?
Yes.
You just showed me a really interesting website.
Yeah, but that's the one I'm talking about.
Oh,
Yeah. The Atlas Obscura.
beautiful website. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it?
It's like that history one that I've got, but
A little bit.
It doesn't last long.
But
though.
you can actually go to those places.
Do we actually have a request coming in? I think we do.
Who cares?
Yeah.
They're probably requesting some crap. I want to hear rap.
Now, the graffiti at the Granite,
Yeah. Go ahead.
what's it about?
Well, what's that?
The graffiti.
Oh, that's just people just going in and just making graffiti.
Are they allowed to do that? I mean, is it like an art thing?
Now it's being like used at like we're talking about the Quincy Quarries.
Yes.
Now it's more like it's an accepted thing.
Oh, okay.
You know, they have signs out that say like, we can, here's your graffiti and blah blah blah. Respect each other's graffiti and who's requesting what now?
So we got a song that's going to be coming up for Ryan, and we're going to play that.
Ryan?
Yeah, we're going to play that in the next block.
Excellent.
I was told. Now it was somebody calling on behalf of Ryan, and I was told that. So I was told that he's basically he's a kid in the 9th grade.
All right, buddy.
He's having some tough times, and he wants to hear something that's going to help get him through.
Oh,
like
man.
Black Sabbath.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
So we're doing
Can
it.
I make a mention about Black
According
Sabbath?
to Keith Richards,
Here you
they
go.
suck.
Yeah, I'm actually going to mention that later on.
Like, you know what I mean? You know, the funny thing
Sgt.
is,
Pepper's was a horrible album.
the funny thing is he also, again, because you know me and the thing, he mentions Metallica. He's like,
in the thing.
he mentions Metallica and he says Metallica suck also, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
And the funny thing about that is, like, a couple of years ago, Metallica and the Rolling Stones did a short little tour around. You know, Metallica opened up and blah, blah, they flipped over and all that other stuff.
Right.
And everybody came to Metallica and they're like, so how was going with, you know, the band that you guys loved?
Yeah.
And they're like, it left its sour taste in our mouths. and it made us realize the things that you should not do. Like, they're wildly ungrateful. They show up on, like, individual buses, individual crews, and they're, like, wildly disrespectful to their crew and to their fans. Like, there's some fans that came backstage, and they're like, you're all under arrest for coming back here. And they're like, no.
No.
So
No.
it's just kind of funny that was what happened, and then years later you get Keith Richards
Now
comes out.
Yeah, this is going on. Well, you know, I find it interesting too. We're going to actually delve into this a little bit deeper later on because Keith Richards, he's got a new record coming
Exactly.
out. And Black Sabbath is also doing what they're touting as their last tour ever.
Yep.
Again.
That's getting
Again.
Yeah, exactly. That's
No,
getting,
no, guys, really, this is the last
That's
one.
why I say what they're touting. I'm not saying for any scenario that this is going to be the case. But it's kind of like what we talked about last semester when we were mentioning, you know, we had that little conversation about different artists and whether or not they actually are just doing things for publicity. I know Prince came into the conversation briefly at that
Yeah,
point.
he's been in the news again recently. too.
And you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of one of those things. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he's just trying to get. We've got. We're actually going to play a little bit later on. We got some clips from the new Keith Richards record that's going to be
Nice.
coming out. I think it's September 18th. I think is the date they've got slated to street for that. So,
You know what's coming out soon?
what's that?
Black Mass.
Yeah, it is. That is September 18th also.
September 15th at the Coolidge Theater.
Special?
They're having a special screening for peoples.
You went like this, and I was like, we're going to be at the Coolidge Theater on September 15th. Nobody told me.
I don't know.
Not prepared for this.
It depends on what happens.
Okay.
I may have tickets to this event.
Nice.
So we'll see what happens.
Gonna hook me up? Actually, the 15th is a work night.
I don't
It's a Tuesday.
give a-
No, I'm saying about myself.
I don't care.
I'm saying about myself.
Then you don't have to come. If I get these tickets, you don't have to come.
No, I
and then you
understand.
know who will really enjoy it? Two best friends.
I got that gig on the 16th that I've got to be awake for at least.
So it's just
Yeah.
me.
Ominous. Well, all right then. So,
Nothing more ominous than this box.
yeah, can we actually talk? Do you want to talk about the box now, or do you want to talk about it in the next segment?
I can talk about it now.
Here we go.
All right, Steve's going to talk about
I've
his.
got a gift for you.
Steve's got a
guys.
thing in his box.
Box full of them. Yes.
Oh, look at it! Even works on the iPhone.
If anybody can't see, his box is full of styluses, which
Well-
actually what does it actually have on it?
No, the pens. It says Saturday Night Soundtrack, WBIM,
Oh, that's great.
5 to 11.
I didn't know it was a pen because he's like, it works on the iPhone. So I thought it was just a stylus.
No, it has a soft tip, so you can use it as a stylus or you can use it as a pen. And it says, "Don't be a Richard" on it.
I like it. I like it.
Yep.
The publicity machine is gearing up.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh
love it.
yeah, we're gonna have shirts soon.
So we're going to
yep.
split these up
Talk
before
about
the
that
end of the
later,
night. We can hand them out to anybody we want to hand them out to.
Love it.
Yes.
That guy there can have one.
Campus Pizza guy
Oh, yeah.
gets one.
Yep.
Everything. Is he
Okay.
still sleeping? Yeah, no, he's fine.
You want a pen? It's a stylus and a pen, all in once.
I wasn't sure whether you could use the design in any way to
yeah.
link up with maybe the T-shirts. We don't know.
It's a 2-for-1.
Twofer.
Well, no,
No, I'm
that's-
offering you one, sir.
He's asking if you want
Special
a
one.
They're actually emblazoned with our show emblem and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, man.
So, while you pass that off,
Yeah.
we're going to get into the next classic rock block so we can play Ryan's song because
Okay.
apparently
It's a
he's,
stylus.
he's deep in the doldrums of
Right.
depression.
So
I
check it
don't know
out.
what's going on, but we'll get to it.
So, you know, you
So
gotta just-
508-531-1303. Another classic rock block coming up. We're going to kick it off with what happens to be one of Jared's favorite bands next to BIM.
From ACDC to CC Top, we've got the biggest collection of classic rock in Bridgewater. You're listening to the Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks on 91.5 WBIM.
Steve Miller Band, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater, Saturday Night Soundtrack. Wrapping up a block of classic rock, heard Patti Smith before that. Aerosmith, Black Sabbath was in there for Ryan, who apparently is having a terrible time in the 9th grade. Whoever was calling for him kept mentioning, by the way, I'm just busting his chops. But I don't know if there's any truth to the poke chops. I don't know if there's any truth to the fact that he's actually having a rough time, or if someone just wanted to throw his name about and say that. But
why
whatever.
would someone do that?
I don't know.
You know.
But whatever. We're here for him, no matter what the situation is.
You need more Black Sabbath. You call us.
Yes. Unless you want to hear War Pigs again, because we played that a whole lot last semester.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But anyway, anything else you want to hear? Sort of like we used to do last semester, where we kind of bullied you into, requesting the songs we wanted to play.
Yep.
Hey, can I hear Fleetwood Mac's Family Man?
Oh,
Hell
sure.
no, you cannot.
No.
We will play
No,
AC/DC.
absolutely. Well, yeah, we will. That's good stuff. So one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is what did you guys do on your? We haven't really talked about our summer vacations. Did you guys do anything fun?
I started a new job.
Yeah, ditto on that.
Yeah. How is that going? How are both of your new jobs going?
I learned that the eyeball can just burst.
For anyone who's concerned, Jared is not actually working as a medical professional. He is doing administrative work for a medical company.
Yep. Your eyeball could just all of a sudden,
With no warning.
no warning, and then just deflate.
I don't think I like that idea.
Yeah, I don't like that idea at all.
Yeah, just imagine waking up and just like looking in the mirror and seeing your eyeballs melt out of your sockets like
at the end of Raiders of the
marshmallows.
Lost Ark. Just
it's terrible.
My father had his eyeball taken out of its socket once.
Yeah, that's not a good procedure. I learned how that procedure is done. I don't want to know.
No.
These are the things I don't want to know. I now know.
No, he had a metal splinter in it, so they had to take it out of the socket to use a magnet to get the splinter out of his eye. You know?
Oh, yeah. Like your retina can detach. Your retina can just, see you later.
You've creeped me the hell out.
Oh, man.
More than you could ever know.
My job's not that exciting.
Let me show you some photos.
It doesn't involve eyeballs, does it?
Not really.
Considering what you're doing, I really hope not.
Nope, probably not. Although I saw the biggest swordfish I've ever seen in my life yesterday. It took 2 guys to lift it.
Sorry, you saw the biggest one. I got to take what did you see the biggest one? Oh, swordfish, okay.
Yes.
We thought you said sausage.
I didn't.
I've seen a lot of sausages where I work as well. Of all different types.
Oh, good.
Some clipped at the end.
Yes, some of them are. Especially the European kind.
609, and the maturity level's already dropped through the floor.
Oh, of course, that's what we want.
But everything's going good for you. I wish we were like the college students that probably go away on summer vacation and then come back here and have thrilling things to talk about on the air. We don't, because we're adults and we just work.
Actually, I've discovered a website. I was mildly talking about it earlier during the break.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it doesn't come up with warnings.
Good.
It's called Atlas Obscura.
Okay.
And it's like a website. You type in where you are, and they'll find all the strange and unusual things around you. Case in example.
Like this show?
Yes.
Case in point, in Halifax, has the legs for Miles Standish.
Statue.
Yeah, the statue legs of Miles Standish.
Uh-huh.
And in the 1920s, lightning bolt hit the thing, blew up. The legs somehow ended up from Duxbury to the Quincy Quarries. And some guy found it and was like, oh, geez, I need to have those.
Look at this. Hey.
So he packed them up and put them on his lawn. So you go to this website and you can see where you can find them and go there and enjoy it. Among a lot of other strange things, like there's a rock in Braintree that's dedicated to the banker that supposedly Sacco and Vanzetti shot. Which is neat. So you have all these little strange things. Echo Bridge.
Anybody who doesn't know who Sacco and Vanzetti is, you want to
tune off the radio because I don't want to talk to you.
You want to fill them in real quick?
Sacco and Vanzetti, back in the 1920s, were 2 Massachusetts Italian people who also were engaged in the Anarchy Party, and because that caused a lot of ruckus. So they were famously arrested and put on trial for about a year or so, and a lot of hemming and hawing about if we should kill him. And then ultimately they're like, yeah, screw him, kill him, and they lynched him. And then they found out that
They were the wrong guys.
Oh, they were the wrong people.
Oh, do-over.
Oh, man.
Do-over.
Hey, listen, we're real sorry about that.
Hey,
we'll catch you on the upswing.
We're real sorry. Can we make it up? Oh, you're dead.
We'll make it up to you. We'll put a rock in the town.
There you go.
Interesting, the guys lived in Plymouth at the time.
Yeah.
When they were arrested, worked at Portage Park, and all that stuff. But my summer was also spent reading a fantastic book called The Tommy Gun Winter, which is an amazing book.
You read a book about winter in the summer?
Yeah, it was great. Basically what happened was, like we all know about John Dillinger, Babyface, Floyd and all those people. Right?
Babyface Nelson.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
And all those people. Well, apparently...
Babyface Floyd was his cousin.
Yeah. Apparently Massachusetts had their own.
Yeah.
Right? There was like two Jewish brothers. Three Jewish people, and two of them were brothers. And then they ended up getting mixed up with this girl who was a preacher's daughter. And they're running around knocking over movie theaters all throughout Massachusetts.
Oh, well.
And then, they ultimately got caught and all that
Kind of like
stuff.
a triplicate, Bonnie and Clyde?
Yeah, it was like Massachusetts' own Bonnie and Clyde.
Ah,
and then that whole trial set forth in motion tons of things that we have now. Like, it made, It made I Plead Insanity famous in this country. It made, submachine guns illegal. Automatics illegal.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah, all that stuff happened because of this trial.
Might have been a great idea.
Yeah. It was interesting. It was wildly interesting.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Who wrote that?
Huh?
Who wrote it?
Nathaniel Graham, I believe his name is. We'll have him on the show next week.
Okay, good.
There you go.
Once again, Saturday Night Soundtrack shoots for the stars. Speaking of shooting for the stars, we got some swag here. If anybody wants a pen.
Yep. Well, hang on. It's not a pen. It's like we'll call it. It's a pen style.
It's a pen stylus.
Pen style
Combination. Yes.
See that what I did there?
I did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
guy. Pen style.
Yeah. Anyway, it's cool and it's free. So we're not gonna mail you junk. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, we're not going to show up at your dorm room door. Like,
you can meet us in a back alley.
Yeah, you can, or you could just come up here to the station and you could get a pen.
Yes.
I don't necessarily want a whole bunch of strangers coming up here.
No, I do.
I don't think a lot of people are going to come. So prove me wrong.
How about this?
Come up and get a pen.
How about also if you request a song, boom, you get a pen.
Yep. But once again,
You got to come and get it.
you got to come and get it. It's not like you've requested a
Driving
song.
around town giving them out.
Boom. We're gonna. I mean, I know you deliver for a living, but
You know what? Just tell us where you live, and I'll drive by and I'll throw it at your house. I'm here with your pen. Take it.
Unrelated news stories within the next couple of weeks about children getting eyes put out, retinas detached. Saturday Night
You're just trying
Soundtrack.
to drum
Global
up business.
deflation.
Saturday Night Soundtrack pens are showing up in their eye sockets.
They call it global deflation when your eyeball deflates.
He's trying to drum up business for his other job.
Basically, what it is. That's what I think it is. It's all a conspiracy. Mm-hmm. It's all a conspiracy.
Yes.
So 508-531-1303 is the number you can call if you want a pen. If you want to make a request.
And he says that right on the pen.
Yeah, so it gives you the name of the show, obviously the call letters, that way you know where you're going.
Well, yeah.
And the hours of the show, the station, the dial,
Yep.
and then
91.5.
The phone number.
and then a phone number, and then it also includes the catchphrase, "Don't be Richard."
Exactly.
So
That's all you need.
Yeah, Richard.
That's all you need.
just use your imagination; you'll figure it out what that means.
Take your time. Take your time with it.
And if you're confused, call in and request a song, and then I'll tell you what it is.
There you go.
In no uncertain terms.
508-531-1303. Another big classic rock block coming up. Fog Hack next. BIM.
Bridgewater's Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks is all request. Call 508-531-1303. The classic is our parts. What we rock is up to you.
Live Molly Hatchet at 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. You're listening to the Saturday Night Soundtrack. That can only mean, if we got live Molly Hatchet here, that could only mean that Mikey D's in the studio.
No. Yes.
Correct, my friends. Very correct.
How are you?
You talking to me?
Yes.
You talking to me?
This is going well so far.
Mikey D is fantastic as usual.
Excellent.
I'm not up here long. A few more, shooting off my mouth for a few more seconds and sort of a hit and run.
Well, there you
I
go.
got to get back and turn this campus center upside down.
You're familiar with the hit and runs onto.
Oh, that's what I'm all about. I know. No matter where I go, somebody comes up to me, hits me, then runs away.
Oh, yes. I was going the other way.
All right. So, what's going on, my friends? Welcome back. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's great. We're.
My wife's loving it too.
She is.
Yeah, you're 15 miles away. That's why. No offense.
Exactly.
I think all us married men knew the situation.
Hey.
Oh, you got that starting up? Great. I mean, oh good.
Dear. You're not going to be home on Saturday nights again.
My wife actually had mentioned, though, Mike, that over the summer that she had an interest in visiting.
Forget. I'll let you finish.
Yes, that she had an interest in visiting Johnny Macaroni's because she had heard other people say that it was an experience.
Me
All right.
too.
Oh, we're back on Johnny Macaroni's again.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
All right. So,
Are you off that now? Is that like not your thing anymore? Like
Johnny Macaroni's is Johnny Macaroni's. Got to go to the original one, West Bridgewater, East Bridgewater line, Route 106 at the railroad tracks.
Well, that's-
never mind about the railroad tracks again, punk.
I think
you're
that's-
gonna start in on me.
I think I think that's the one.
Boom!
I think that's the one we're talking about, right?
Yeah, true.
Okay. He's like, you can't go to that
So-
one. You got to go to this one.
so
That's
when
the
you-
one I mean.
No,
When you take your
that's
wife
Johnny
there, or when your
Macaroni.
wife
He's
takes
not
you
happy
there,
with
go
you.
ahead.
Hey, we got somebody calling.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Nice.
Hello.
You know school's back in when can hear Mikey D on the phone.
Joel from up around the corner at whatever it's called.
Whatever it's called.
Go down to Johnny Macaroni's, down by the railroad tracks, and then, oh, hey, look, there's Joe from around the corner.
Wherever he is.
Where are you from, buddy?
Real good, Mikey. Thanks a lot.
Hey, you want me to drop in tonight?
Yeah, sure. You pop in. Good to hear you back. You know it's September when you're back around. Great to hear you.
All right,
You guys
brother. I'll be
doing a
giving you
great job today.
a blast out again.
Hey.
Get a little Blue Oyster Cult going out for Bogarts, all right?
All right, definitely.
Bogarts.
We'll do that.
All right.
And we got a pen for
Hey,
you, too.
I'll see you later on before you close, Joel. All right.
You got it, buddy.
All right. Love you. Bye, kid. Look at. I'm not even on the airwaves 2 seconds, shooting off my big mouth, and we got results.
Well, we got pens for the guy around the corner.
Oh, yeah, we got pens.
Okay.
Pens for
All right.
everyone.
So as you were saying, we're back at.
No, all I was saying was that she had mentioned that, you had been touting it all semester, and she had heard from other people,
course.
not that I'm not saying that I don't trust you, but I didn't know what to.
When it comes to food, trust Mikey D.
Like, what kind of place does Mikey D like? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of place does a riffraff like that like to hang out? And then she's telling me about people who have been there and how much they liked it. And then I said, well, now we've got reviews coming in from a couple of different sources
all right.
that sound promising. So at some point we will be checking that out.
Make sure Sarah takes her El Cheapo husband to the original Johnny Macaroni's. All right.
Make sure it's the original one, apparently, because if
Yeah.
it's not, then I'm in some trouble.
Then you're gonna have some fine waitress here by the name of Kathy. Just look her up, ask for Kathy. You're good to go. All right. Next.
Well, next is going to be whatever you wanted to mention that you didn't want to.
Oh,
Joe
Blow
Cisco from behind the barn.
all right. So here we are.
What?
As you cats know, Mikey. Hey, Steve.
Yo.
Shut up.
I haven't said a word yet.
What is happening? Why is it so belligerent out there? Just tell your story, for Christ's sake.
As you cats know, Mikey D is a big fan of shortwave radio. So,
What,
I didn't
did
actually
I
know
hear
that.
Saturday Night Soundtrack? I don't
that.
well, you know it now. So,
All right, good.
so some weeks ago, early one evening, I'm tuning in, catching some stations, flipping them by. All of a sudden, I hear this rock and roll song. I don't know if there was singing, vocalizing in the beginning of it, but I heard the tail end of the song, kicking ass with some guitar. So I'm saying, whoa, this sounds good. Had to keep on listening.
Yeah.
So I'm listening. The song finishes. DJ comes on. He says, well, folks, you have just heard a band called... Come on. You mentioned it last semester. He wasn't a big fan of them. You are. It was my first.
Oh, Budgie.
Budgie.
That is correct.
Yeah, there you go.
So, caught my...
Oh, this is the story about me haunting your dreams, yeah.
I thought you were going to say you were dreaming about him and unicorns or
No.
some weird
Hey.
stuff. I didn't know what was going
Wouldn't be
on.
the
It'd
first
have to be
time.
a weird with unicorns if it was him in the dream. All right, so
The
I'm
majestic
listening.
animals.
There's some great kick-ass rock.
Yeah.
All right, so I said, okay, hey, Jared's onto something.
Oh, yeah.
Then the DJ's talking about him said, this is a band that's been around for a very long time.
Yep.
And he said, quote, 20 to 30 albums.
Yeah.
And he goes, then he starts talking about playing 70s style rock and roll,
Yeah.
which he did, and the next song was Budgie.
Yep.
And then he continued playing more 70 rock and roll with
Yeah, there you go.
a band. So I just had to bring that up. As soon as I heard it, I couldn't believe it.
Well, something happened to me over the summer, too, involving you.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah, you
I
ready?
feel left out here. Nothing happened.
No, you
nothing,
were there,
nothing
too.
Mikey D happened
You were
to me.
there, too.
What are you talking about?
Ted Nugent.
Dreaming again?
Where'd you see
Ted
him?
Nugent was in the news.
Oh, yeah.
About what this time?
You know, about how,
Freaking
like, killing
everything.
the Indians was the best idea that ever happened in this country?
Somebody said?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I can't believe he said that.
Yeah, you did. Remember? When I was like, oh,
Yeah.
man, we need to talk about this on the
I
radio.
kind of actually do remember
Yeah,
that.
there you go.
I figured with his lifestyle, what he's all about, I figured he'd be kind of
Oh, yeah, no, right?
Native Americans.
Oh, no, he was like, no, those, they're not real Americans. They're like fake Americans.
They were here before we were.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm glad that we slaughtered them. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
All I know is that he's aligning himself with Donald Trump.
Yes.
That's all I know.
That's all I know right now.
Come to think of it, I'm going to stir the pot here.
Talk to me.
Oh, you're going to regret this.
So what do you think about Donald Trump, Mike?
Oh, here we go.
Well,
I'm going to put my microphone away.
I can't resist this.
listen, what he's talking about, well, we'll just leave it at, he's talking about the borders. I'm with him on that 100%, 101% and a half.
The only thing I can add to this is we're the laughing joke of the rest of the world right now, according to my friends over in England. The fact that they were even...
I'll just leave it at
I
that.
find that pretty easy to believe, actually.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about like early like political people that are getting in the job. They're all going to fade away by the time elections come around anyway, and then
Well, I mean,
the
the
real
thing of it is
politicians will come around.
he's already done that. I am legitimately, genuinely surprised that he's still in the news at this point, because he's tried this before. He's thrown his hat in the ring before and has failed miserably in his last attempts. I thought this was just going to be another one of those attempts. He was going to be around for a couple of weeks to a month, and then
I didn't
and
think
then
he'd
gone.
last this
That's
long.
So, hey,
That's what I thought.
he's still hanging on.
I don't think. I mean, ultimately, is he going to get the GOP nomination?
I want to hear the
I don't
rest
think
of what he has to say as time goes on. But I'm just going to leave it, just what I said moments ago. As far as what he's saying about open borders, I agree with him, and I'll just keep it at that. No problem.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
So
What else cooking here?
I don't think we have anything else cooking discussion wise right now. We're going to get into
What I brought in earlier.
Oh yeah,
I'll be talking about that.
Yeah, mention the. So what was the? I meant to mention that too when we came back on. So that live Molly Hatchet that came from the. That came from one of the. Was that a double or it was a double live album?
Double
right?
live album.
What did you say? It was 85?
85, which I saw. Like I said, you just never know what you're going to find at the Rainham Fleet.
How much did it cost you? Just out of interest.
But it cost me 12, maybe less. I don't
Not
know.
bad.
But
Not bad.
it was,
reasonable.
but when I saw that, one of my top bands, and saw the condition it was in, I looked it over.
Yeah, it
I
looks
think
like-
what it was, I talked to the guy with the price on it, and how low can you get? Once he said the lower price, I said, it's mine at any cost.
I'm mentally visualizing Mikey D bargaining and bartering at a flea market over a Molly Hatchet album. I bet it's every bit as glorious as I picture it being.
It was just like being on BIM, not on the air.
So basically, just like you are all the time. The album, by the way, was Double Trouble Live. Again, it was a live album. Molly Hatchet. We heard Bloody Reunion from that, and then probably around what do you figure about 9 o'clock hour? We're going to play something else off of this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Whenever you're back, but
yeah. Well, if I'm not back by 9, 5 after, because like I said, it's hit and run. I gotta go. I gotta.
you're all about
back.
the hit and run.
Yeah, the students are back, and I gotta make sure I'm keeping this place looking presentable.
Did your workload increase in the first couple of weeks of them coming back? It must be.
We were quite busy during the summer with everybody gone because we're doing projects we don't usually do during the school season. So once they're gone, our building closes early, and that means we still have to do 8 hours. So when the building closes early, no one's in here but us maintainers, and we're able to jump on any project that we have to do. So now we're back to our regular routine now.
Yeah, I mean, I came in just Tuesday for
I missed you, I heard.
Yeah, for a meeting here for the station. I mean, everything looked great then, so good job, Mikey D. Good job.
All right, thank you.
Everything looked great on Tuesday. That's all I can say.
So,
and there were like 1 billion people here on Tuesday, so...
Oh, yeah, that there was.
Good job, considering the fact that everybody was here at one time.
Yeah. So I'm at the Rainham Flea Market, walking down the aisle, and I just happened to see that off to the side, standing up. I'm saying, what the... Fill in the blanks, right?
Yeah.
So I said, I'm looking at it, looked it over, fine shade. Okay, guys, see the price on it. What's the lowest you will go? He told me, so bingo, got it. And I looked at him saying, a flea market, a BIM moment.
There you go.
That's light come over me.
It's different than a BM moment,
I'm
by
going
the
to
way.
have to take a trip over to Rainham. I haven't been there for a while.
Sundays.
Yes, I know. I used to go.
I may be there tomorrow, I don't know. But it's there anyway.
Steve's like, okay, so I'm not going tomorrow.
I'd have to go on my wife can't stand it for some reason, so I'd end up going on my own.
Go yourself and then bring her back a token.
Yes.
That's all.
A piece of fruit.
Here's a tote. I don't think she wants a fruit from a flea market.
A vegetable.
No, not that either. So we'll see you in a couple of hours, Mike.
Sounds good. I'm off and running.
Alrighty.
Bye. I'll be back.
508-531-1303. Another classic rock block coming up. Nirvana next. BIM.
Call in your classic rock request now at 508-531-1303. If you don't, Rob Hicks will play a half an hour of Bruce Hornsby.
That's just the way it is.
This is your chance to save the town of Bridgewater. 91.5 WBIM.
21st Century Schizoid Man. That's King Crimson Live, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Got the Saturday night soundtrack. Give us a call, 508-531-1303. Let us know what you want to hear. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. It's 7:06. How's everyone doing?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Can you believe that came off their very first album?
Yeah, it's one of those things where when you start off with a song like that and you just have so many things going on in one song and that's your, like, one of your main songs on your first album, where do you go from there? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? I mean, you put out some other stuff, but, I mean, it's kind of difficult to top. You might have Orson Welles yourself at that point.
Yeah, they're actually touring it as we speak.
Are they still touring?
Oh,
is it all the original members? Or?
No. The original members only lasted for the first album.
Oh.
And then
they were like, we've Orson Welles'd ourselves.
Yeah, they basically changed on every single album they ever put out. Bob Fripp, obviously, is the constant.
Can you really say that about Orson Welles?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
No, what, Third Man?
Yeah, but I mean, as far as like the
Touch of Evil?
Citizen Kane bested them all. He never. I'm not saying those other movies aren't good. I'm saying he never reached the height of what he did with Citizen Kane in any other movie.
Yes, he did.
I disagree.
Third Man.
Disagree.
Sorry. Third Man was like the biggest English movie ever.
And it was an exceptional movie.
So like if you think about it, he conquered America, right, with Citizen Kane, and then he conquered, the English with Third Man. So there you go.
So, answer me this question, you film guys.
Yeah.
Is there something going on with Hitchcock right now, as in today?
Other than his daughter's smoking, I have no idea.
His daughter?
No,
or wouldn't that be like his great-granddaughter, probably?
Yeah, Psycho and The Birds were playing back-to-back today, and I was wondering if there was a commemoration of a particular...
Oh, I think it's like his birthday
was
or something.
Birthday or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Look the dude up.
Look him up.
You watch The Birds, though, it makes you realise what a great director he was.
I remember... Oh, yeah, it's a great film.
And that piece from Psycho, they were interviewing her last week, so it was on the radio as well. That one shower scene was the only part of that movie that he actually put on film. And it took him 6 days just to do those 90 seconds.
I read a book about the girl in the shower who was murdered.
I have that
Yeah,
book.
that's a good book, ain't it?
Yes, I haven't read it yet.
Well, there you go.
Nothing even close to that, because he was born on August 13th and he died on April 29th. So there goes that theory.
Well, then maybe it was like the anniversary of one of their movies.
Could have been. I'm not going to go that deep into the research.
No, do we care? Nor do our listeners care.
I did my due diligence there.
Yeah.
You know what they should care about? Pens.
Pens. Listen,
pens.
here's the thing about the pens.
Yeah.
It's a stylus, but then it's a pen.
Right.
Actually, I think it was a pen first.
And then they put
the
on this little afro onto it.
Squishy on it, yeah.
Yeah, we got a whole pile of them.
Yeah, courtesy of Steve Rimmer. Thank you very much again, Steve.
No problem at all.
He managed to get us a whole box load of pens. So if you want a pen, you call up and request. You have to come here. First of all, you can just show up and get a pen. Second of all, you can make a request and get a pen. You just have to come up here and get your pen.
I don't want to trivialize this awesomeness of the pen here, but I'm sure someone's in their car right now like, oh.
I'm going to drive to Bridgewater.
Let me just drive to Bridgewater and get, let me get a pen.
I'm not saying...
Because I need to write something at one point in time.
I'm not saying it's for people driving around. I'm saying if you're on campus and you feel like swinging by and getting a pen... If you happen to be downstairs and you feel like coming up and getting a pen...
They're probably not listening to us downstairs.
I don't care. That's all I'm saying. Anybody who's listening and is in a walking radius and you feel like you got nothing better to do, come up and get a
pen.
Friggin' pen and do that.
Or give us something equally free.
Yes. You could do that as well.
I don't know how much this pen would cost on the market, but you come and you give me something just as free as this pen.
You know what I think we actually should be talking about as well?
Do you give a shit about a t-shirt?
So,
You're up, Jared.
So how we doing?
Oh, we're doing good. T-shirts should be on their way. Once we decide on, I think we decided on a quantity, 100, right?
I believe that's what we went with. Yeah.
No, we went with 30 for 100.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
30 for 100.
30 for 100.
So we'll have.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, so we'll have some shirts for you sometime soon.
Yes.
That's and that's what I have to say about that. It's a good shirt. It's double-sided.
And soon is good, and we've got some development on this. I kind of wanted to bring up something that was mentioned
Underwear.
last semester.
We have thongs coming for the ladies.
Back in May, I'm just ignoring that. Back in May, this conversation took place. I want, when we come back in September, because we got 4 months on this thing, I want to actually have the T-shirts.
Yeah, that'll happen.
In the first episode, we're not even going to be talking about what we're going to do with the T-shirts, potentially, hypothetically, mythical T-shirts. T-shirts will just exist.
Yes.
Because we will have gotten it done over the summer.
Yeah.
That's our summer project.
Yeah. That's fine. Here's what your
Hold
summer
on.
project is.
But
Putting our names on the damn thing.
well, how about I work on that while you just work on the T-shirts?
I will. Yeah, don't worry about it.
So it sounds like one of us came through. 2 of us came through, actually, because Steve's got pens. You're up, Jared.
Yes.
You're up.
Yeah. Well, let's discuss that. It was a couple of weeks of discussing this, and
You had 4 months, sir.
oh yeah,
That's all I'm
it was
saying.
a couple of months of discussing this, and then I throw information out, and then it takes forever to get the information back to me.
Well, maybe if you'd thrown the information out in June when you said you were already working on it.
Well, you know what? I was
then that
busy.
would have been-
I was
you know
busy.
what I
All right,
mean?
I was busy sanding castles. All right, been building sandy castles. All right, that's what I was doing.
You standing a
Sandy
castle?
I'm sanding a castle right now. All right.
It's going to be tough work.
No, it's not actually. It's quite nice. I go up and down the Cape and I just make these sand castles in front of these restaurants and businesses and such. And it's good times.
It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch you right in the face when I see you.
You see me right now. Can we order food first and then you can punch me in the face?
Yeah. So
Okay.
if Campus Pizza is listening, we would like to have some food. You come here with food, and I'll give you like a fistful of pens.
I think you might have to make a phone call, sir. I don't necessarily know if it works quite that.
Why not?
Quite that expediently.
I think
No.
it does.
I just don't think.
I
it
think
does.
they hear free pens. I'm all over that. I'm all over that like the pens on an old man.
What was the name of the
it's not
guy
an
that used to
old
bring us
man.
our food?
What's that?
What
Ray.
was the name of
His name is Ray.
Ray's going to get a pen.
Ray's gonna get 7 pens.
Don't give away too many.
I don't want to give away too
Flippantly.
many. I mean, like, 'cause we're all taking a fistful of these things anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'll save it for another segment.
You want to say? Okay.
Because I had to set it up over there first, so that they can go through the phone.
Okay. So that'll
Sound.
be a future segment then.
I'm having a stroke.
Good. Last it out,
Something
sir.
weird with your legs there, buddy.
Oh no! See, I have vertigo, so if I keep shaking my leg, it kind of like offsets the feeling of shaking.
I got to drive this guy home.
Yeah, I had to drive him here.
How was that?
Oh, it was shaky.
Great.
Because I'm shaking.
I just wanted a sneak preview of what I'm in for
Yeah,
at
yeah.
11 o'clock tonight.
You're
when
in for it.
I might not be as much in the mood for it as you were coming in here because you were like, hey, at least we got the show after this.
Oh man, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time.
Well, it's good.
Don't be having too much of a good time sitting next to me.
Why not? He told me to bring extra pants, so I did.
It's true, I did.
Yes, you did. I saw that post.
My fault for that one.
Yeah.
Isn't it great, Steve, when you're at work and you're on these group messages and you get to come back like on your break and there's about 70 messages, 55 of which probably make little to no sense by the time you're reading them.
I have to backtrack a lot to get to the beginning of the
But you know what?
the
At least it
strain.
gives you something to read on your break.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's
what I think.
I have no problem with that.
508-531-1303. Got a new classic rock block coming up. Song coming up next was rumored to have been... Originally, it was an urban legend that it had to do with a suicide that took place on a Florida campus, but artists just said that wasn't the case. That's next, BIM. It's Neil Young, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack, that one came off his American Stars and Bars album, coming up on 7:35. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer.
Hello.
Hello. And, this can almost sort of be our little social media segment here, because I had a question for you, Steve.
Sure.
This is something that I see you do, and I wonder if there's value to this, or if am I missing something great, or is it something that you just can't pass up doing, but it doesn't really yield anything? So
I'm intrigued.
so people will post pictures, right? And I see this all the time. I see this constantly. And they'll post pictures, and they'll say, hey, click like, and then comment 1, and see what happens on this pic. And I always see you do it, but I feel like it's clickbait. Am I being too cynical, or does something actually happen?
Nothing ever happens.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Why do you do it?
Because I'm expecting that one day something will happen.
It's like the
fair enough, I guess.
That's like the modern day chain letter.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I meant to say this in the last segment and I forgot.
Okay.
It's World Beard Day today.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I've failed.
And I'm getting kind of peeved that every single day nowadays happens to be International Something Day. It's kind of making it diminished. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you had like International like Classic Rock Day and then International...
Yeah, and then the next day's International Classic Soul Music Day.
For me,
It's like-
today is International Vertigo Day. So.
Yeah.
You'll be fine, sir. You'll be fine. I know you were expressing your concerns off the air. You will be fine.
I'm keeping stock of him.
Don't worry. The Saturday Night Soundtrack is
so-
here for you, and we will memorialize you if necessary.
That's fine.
Yeah.
When I die. Listen.
So I posted pictures of the pen.
Oh, good.
Actually, I should send them. I should put them on the
Yeah, send them, and I'll put them up on the Twitter.
All right.
Speaking of which, I haven't actually...
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
Go
but
back
hold on.
real
Let me
quick about
mention this first.
this segment.
Mention this first. Like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack, and follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack, because I don't think we've touted that quite enough tonight. Go ahead.
No, we haven't.
So we're talking about like the clickbait. If you don't click this thing, you'll die.
Right.
Type of thing, right? Like I know for a fact that I have received chain mail in the past. Back when people were mailing stuff.
Right.
Real mail?
Like
Yeah.
you actually received a chain letter, like
someone
a physical
sent me
letter in an
a
envelope.
physical letter, and it was like you need to send this along. Or
You must have liked that, as old-fashioned as you are.
Well, no, I'm talking like this is years ago. Still back when people were doing it.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, I've received them.
Have you
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, who the hell are you? Mm-hmm. Like sending my information.
Right. Because that's the thing. When I see these things, that's all I'm thinking of is I'm like, are they going to now get my email and my Facebook, and now I'm going to get weird offers from somewhere, or is something actually happening when people are commenting, and I'm just missing the boat
I
on how
think
exciting
I'm
this
missing
is?
it because other people say things happen, but I don't see a thing.
And I've looked through the comments on some of those where I've seen it, and obviously it's a whole bunch of one,
Yeah, exactly.
and then it's someone, nothing happened, and then the next person, nothing happened, WTF, and then the next person, why did you comment on it, and then somebody else, you're stupid, and somebody else, you're stupid, and then it just breaks down completely.
This is why I don't go on that website. This is absolutely
Silly.
But it's not even...
because last time I was on that thing, I don't know. It all just turned into like people posting, like no one was posting anything of substantial value, and then now it's all this crap, 50 ways a dad is good, dad, or like click this thing or you will die, or like I know where you live, or like you live here if this happens, like all right, Jeff Foxworthy.
The other thing that I hear, or that I read too all the time, and I clicked on the first few when I started reading them, and then after that it got, because I always thought it was going to be something amazing. It would be like, he does this, and then afterwards I was speechless, and then I have to read the article, and I'm like, that's dumb. He just made a souffle.
Yes.
I don't care. Why do I care about that?
Yeah,
I
a
don't
bunch of
care.
crap like that. Why do I want to waste my time with that stuff?
You know what I do want to waste my time with, though, and I will very often because it's just fun to sort through, is so on Twitter, and again, like us or follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack, David Crosby is quickly becoming my favorite celebrity on Twitter. And the reason
he died.
No, and the reason for this is because, and I never thought I would say that David Crosby is my favorite celebrity on anything. I mean, I like some of his music with Crosby and Stills and Nash and those guys, and his solo stuff I could pretty much take or leave and whatever. But on social media, it's hilarious because he will just go on a tear of responding to, people will just tweet him questions and he will respond to them. But he'll respond to them in the most
Passionate?
succinct, blunt ways possible. Like basically just one-word responses. Like this guy. Was the Warren Zevon song, I Was Born in the House When the House Burned Down, about you? No. What does this next one say? Or one of my favorites was they were talking about Jim Morrison, and I guess this was from a conversation that had taken place beforehand, and he mentioned that he didn't like him or whatever, and someone said, seemed like a real jerk, and his response was. Later down, someone said, why didn't you like Jim Morrison? And his response was, drunk a-hole. So it's very it's succinct, and it makes me want to it just makes me want to tweet David Crosby questions.
Yeah.
You know what I
Listen
mean?
to my radio show.
Go F yourself.
But I feel like that's about what we would get back from. Would you ever do a college radio interview?
Go F yourself.
Oh, okay.
That would be enough of the interview for me, though.
We'll take that as a maybe. Have you made any babies for any lesbian couples yet?
Go F yourself.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, we could just conduct this whole interview right here. How was your last record, David?
Go F yourself.
Okay, great. Great. How's your career doing these days?
Go F yourself.
No, there we go.
oh, have you run over any bicyclists lately?
Go F yourself.
Is that what happened to Gene Hackman?
What?
Gene Hackman, a couple summers ago, he got slammed by a car. I'm wondering if that was that guy.
It could have been that guy.
Yeah,
Go
maybe.
F yourself.
Oh, shut up, Dave.
Yeah, no, so I'm waiting for, and the thing is, it's all about timing on Twitter, because I feel like he's probably getting inundated with a whole bunch of questions, and he hasn't been doing anything for like a day. So I just want to wait until I see that he's answered a bunch of stuff within the last half hour, and then just send something to him and see if he responds.
His publicist is probably like, buddy, you need to slow down. Because it seems to me like Twitter is getting a lot of celebrities into trouble.
It is,
like
yeah.
someone like Michael Shannon.
Correct.
Recently, I have flippers on the new Batman Super. Whoa, you're not in that movie. Oh, I'm not in that movie. You're just mistaken.
Or Kurt Schilling, who is now he's now sidelined for the rest of for the remainder of the season. I
thought he was never in the game anyway.
Can I say something? What? No, he wasn't. He was just commentating, and now ESPN is.
Oh, okay. I was going to say
no. Well, they pulled him during. The funny thing was, what they pulled him from initially was he was doing commentary on a Little League championship, I believe, and they pulled him off that job. Like that's pretty bad when you get pulled off a Little League championship job. And I guess they pulled him for the remainder of the actual, Major League season. He's not going to be commentating for ESPN anymore. Not sure what's going to be happening next year. But everybody knows about the tweet that got him in trouble, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You might want to refresh the people out there.
Okay, so basically what he said, and I'm not trying to start trouble here, but I'm going to play some devil's advocate for a minute.
Do it.
He posted it was a picture of Hitler, and it said that 7% of Germans were Nazis, and 5 to 10% of Muslims are extremists, or it was like the other way around. He said 5 to 10% of Muslims were extremists, 7% of Germans were Nazis, and then it said, how'd that work out?
Mm-hmm.
So my response to that is, yes, okay, probably not the forum for it. You're not a political commentator. You are a sports color guy on ESPN because you played for 5 or 6 baseball teams, now you're old, and you're just sitting behind a mic commentating on a Little League. Shut up.
Don't forget your video game company failed.
Your video game company that you poured millions of dollars in. Done. So let's forget about that for a second. But just looking at the fact that everyone was in a fervor over it, to me, he was just sort of making a comparison and saying you should probably watch out for these 5 to 10%. Don't underestimate them because look what happened with just 7% of this German population.
Yeah, but the thing of that is his numbers even correct? Where's he getting these numbers?
Probably not. I think he posted a picture from somewhere else. But the fact that he was getting in trouble for saying that, basically that he was making racist comments and everything is I didn't take that as necessarily an overtly racist statement. I took it more of sort of this small demographic of these people were this small demographic of these people are this, so you don't want to underestimate these people because look what happened over here. Again, were the numbers correct? No. Is it even really his place to make a comparison? Meh. Should he be pulled? We're not talking about what was the name of that I'm trying to think of a word I can use that's polite.
Richard?
Yes. What was the name of that woman that got fired for, I think that was ESPN too, wasn't it?
Yes.
That she got fired for berating that woman at the tow company for like 15 minutes? Britt McHenry.
Yep.
Britt McHenry.
Whilst looking at the camera.
Yeah, exactly. Making a big deal of it. Then you're just being an ornery jerk. You're just a son of a bitch at that point. So you should, I get that, and I get that that's a personality thing. Sending out one tweet with a picture that you didn't even actually make a comment on, I feel like is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But that's just me, and that's just my opinion, and this political conversation is now over.
Yeah.
We'll save the rest of the politics.
World Beard Day.
We'll save the rest for Mikey D when he comes back.
Oh good. Please.
God.
That went a little better than I thought it was gonna, in all fairness.
Yeah.
I expected some explosions. I expected some blood. And
probably come later. He's probably just stewing.
He's just processing it for right now.
Putting it together.
Hey, wait a minute. those guys up there are liberal a-holes. Like, go up there and give them a piece of Mikey D's mind.
Yeah, and then we'll remind them that we gave them like 1,000 pens.
Yes. Please look in your pocket for all the pens that you have.
Oh, man.
Bless you.
When are you ordained?
Stop saying that.
No, it's a great thing.
It's not.
It is good.
It's a great thing the first 17 times you said it. After that, it's just not funny anymore.
At the office, someone sneezed, and I heard someone say, "God bless you," and I was like, "Who ordained you?"
What sort of reaction did you get there?
Right, but was it the first time they had ever heard you say it? Because the first time, okay. The first time, the second time, the 17th time, you're just now being a jerk.
Oh, it was great. You know what happened? Because it's like a call center where I'm at, right? Like for the doctors. And then, like, everything just went quiet. And they're all just looked at me. I'm like, what? I'm just saying. Don't bless people if you're not ordained, you know?
What? What do you want? What do you want
from me? You know, like, it's got to heckle Asia. Shut up.
508-531-1303. Give us your calls. Another big classic rock block coming up. We got Pink Floyd next, BIM.
Got questions? Ask a Freemason. Just make sure you have a comfy chair, plenty of snacks, and at least a few hours to spare for when he actually starts talking. Jared Barbetta is on this Saturday night soundtrack on BIM.
Jimi Hendrix, 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. It's 8:02. And I don't think I've mentioned this enough on the show. We mentioned this at the beginning of the show, but let me mention it again. If you are heading out of the Bridgewater area and you want to take the Saturday night soundtrack with you, apparently the live stream app works extremely well.
Very well.
You can also, my wife was listening, or at least she was at the beginning. She's probably had enough of us by now. I don't know. She at least listened long enough to say that she wanted a pen. But yeah, the live stream app, and again, it's an app you can get on the iPhone for sure. You can probably get it on Android. And there's also a website that's just livestream.com, which is, I believe, the link that I originally sent out when I tweeted about it earlier today. Again, follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. Like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. So Livestream basically does what TuneIn Radio I hoped last semester would do and then never really did, which is just play, just stream WBIM, and you can listen to it, and there's no, from what I've heard so far, from my experience, there hasn't been buffering yet. I listened to it for a while at home. I listened to it a little while in the car coming here just to see what it was like if I'm in between destinations, and I was still having an easy time with it. So live stream, check it out. Yeah. Looking forward to getting some food.
It should be coming momentarily.
Campus pizza inside me. Before we,
Can I make a comment about what was just on the radio?
Sure.
So the instrumental that we heard?
Yes.
By a band called Silencio.
Yes, we heard this right before Jimi Hendrix there, by the way.
Yeah. And it's a band that plays tribute music to David Lynch and
in general.
And yeah, in Twin Peaks world and all that other stuff. And I happened upon them through the college sites like Reddit. And it floored me. And I'm trying to get them to play here. I'm in talks to get them to come to Massachusetts.
They're from what, Pennsylvania?
They're from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
And
I knew it was a P word.
Yeah. so I'm trying to get them to come here to play a gig, because I guess a lot of people in this town are in the state of clamoring for them.
Where are you trying to hook them up at?
I'm trying to hook them up with the Spire in Plymouth, because that's like probably the best venue for such an act.
Sure.
Because the Spire, like, they had Peter from Peter, Paul and Mary there.
Yep.
Natalie Merchant was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Nice.
So, like, they're getting a name for themselves.
It's sort of like when we're like, hey, the Gym Blossoms are following us, and we're like, that's sort of respectable, right?
Yeah, we're good.
Except for the fact that I found out that they basically follow anyone who follows them. It's like they automatically follow you back, and I'm like, oh, okay, so they're
one of those stupid things. You follow us, we'll follow you.
So they're a bunch of Twitter whores. I got all excited, and now I found out that they're Twitter whores.
Twitter followers.
We were talking earlier on the show, too, about Keith Richards and his comments on rap music, and then taking on Metallica and Black Sabbath, saying that he thought they were, quote, just great jokes.
Yes.
We've got a couple of clips. I want to get like a yay or nay from you guys, because I honestly, I'm on the fence. This is a new album that's coming out from Keith Richards, and it's going to be released, I think it's September 18th it's coming out. And I just want to get a sense of what you think of some of these samples. So this is the first song, this isn't the first song off the album, this is the first sample that's available, and it's a track called Amnesia.
Everything went blank. I didn't even know
There's some great lyrics here. He's keeping it topical, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I feel, I'm getting a Dylan feel.
I was just about to say that. It's the first thing that came.
Right?
Yep.
He's, like you said, and I don't even mean like old Dylan. I mean, when I say old Dylan, I don't mean like 60s, 70s Dylan.
No.
I mean literally old Dylan.
Yes.
Like 70s, I'm gonna die on stage Dylan.
Exactly.
That's kind of what I'm getting from that. So that's the track that's called Amnesia, and he's got a couple of others on here. The next one is called Robbed Blind. Oh, that's not it.
Well, that sounds just like the other one.
He's not doing a good job of being eclectic.
I'm robbed blind.
Oh, right? Isn't it?
Exactly. Yep, Dylan again.
Kind of like what's his name? The other guy, Tom Waits.
Tom Waits, yeah. There's a bit of Tom Waits in there, too.
Yeah. So that's one of his slower ones. So that one's Robbed Blind, which I, again, just think basically sounds like Dylan. And I always thought Waits sounded a little like Dylan anyway, and that's just sort of the mix there. Got two more. This one is called Substantial Damage.
No, he's done all the writing, I guess, yeah.
That's my understanding, yeah. I don't know what's going on with this because it sounds like a hodgepodge.
What's that thing attached to your ear?
I think we've got nays on all of these so far.
Uh-huh. But Sgt. Pepper's was a crap album.
And then the last one that we got is Trouble. I think this one was just called Trouble. Yeah.
To keep you in the loop, though I can't tell you much.
I'm still getting Dylan.
I'll be right back.
That's fine. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not. I don't know.
No.
No.
And by the way, that quote about Sgt. Pepper's, that was his quote, not me.
Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I was laughing.
Yeah.
You know what? I think the Beatles are terrible performers.
Yes. Yes. You know what else?
For the
he said,
record, that was not my quote. That was Jared Barbetta's.
And for the record, he also said that the Rolling Stones' answer to Sgt. Pepper's was also crap, which I believe was their Satanic Majesty's Request. That was their version.
Was that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not getting it. I feel like, and I will admit that I haven't listened to a whole bunch of Keith Richards' other older solo stuff.
It's not making me want to.
But yeah, exactly. This isn't. I don't know. Sound like somebody else. I just feel like, and again, it's like it's reminding me of like songs like did you hear "Ain't Talkin'," the Bob Dylan tune from his Modern Times album?
No.
Like that middle one that was slow, just basically is like "Ain't talking."
Oh, okay.
That reminded me exactly of that. That's exactly how I felt. So that's Keith Richards, and he thinks that Metallica and Black Sabbath are great jokes. So I guess they're going to face off on the Tour-O-Rama as they all start. Because I don't know if I'm not quite sure what Keith Richards is doing as far as promotion for the new record. I don't know if he's going around by himself. I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up because I don't know exactly. I mean, obviously we know that Black Sabbath is doing the big deal, but I don't know what he's doing. So we'll have to take a look at that. That crinkling, crackling, delicious sound is Jared Barbetta. It's actually not. It's actually. It's actually our food from Campus Pizza. So thank you to Campus Pizza. I mean, I thank them. We paid them. You know what I mean? Like we thank them with our money. But I thank them anyway for the for bringing it up here so that we don't have to run all the way downstairs.
Get the same?
No.
Okay.
I got raw onions on mine. Nobody's coming in this sound booth.
I'm staying on this side of the
Walking
glass,
in here.
thank you.
That's absolutely for sure. That's great.
I don't even care.
That's great.
Look at that. I did get utensils.
Oh, you did? Good for you.
It smells like beer.
What's that? Are you getting a heightened sense of
You know
smell
what?
again?
I'm a little disappointed with Richard's business there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, I was hoping like for like a
napkins.
deep bluesy. No, this isn't napkins. This is a
Oh, sorry.
Richard.
Well, let me ask you, how familiar? I was talking to Steve about this when you went to get the food. How familiar are you with his other solos? Because when I started listening to some of this, I started realizing that I haven't really heard a whole lot of Keith. Like I couldn't name something by Keith Richards solo that I've heard.
You know what's funny? All these guys were like, they're amazing guitar players or whatever, and they'll release like a solo record, and you're like, oh, all right, that could be probably cool, and then it's crap.
Right.
You sure that's
I'm looking at, huh? Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. Joe Perry.
Yeah, right.
So that's yours.
Okay, good.
So eat it.
Just eat it. Shut up. We're getting into.
You know who else made a really bad solo album? John Paul Jones. I bought it thinking it was going to be good, and it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't even remember him. I mean, I don't know when he did it, but I don't remember even hearing about it.
No, it was in the it had to be early 2000s.
Not everyone's cut out for the solo stuff.
No.
That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Exactly.
Another big classic rock block coming up because I want to eat my food.
Yeah, me too.
So here it goes. 508-531-1303. Give us a call. Don't call me until after I eat, but give us a call anyway. We'll get on whatever you want. Big classic rock block coming up, and a block of Led Zeppelin next to kick it off.
The Saturday Night Soundtrack with Rob Hicks is on 91.5 WBIM. Bridgewater's weekend all-request classic rock experience.
If I say to you.
It's 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack. Probably one of my favorite Blue Oyster Cult songs of all time. That one off the Agents of Fortune album. It's Don't Fear the Reaper, and that one was by request.
From Tom.
Friend Jared took the call.
Yeah, from Tom.
Thank you, Jared.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for taking that call.
I love playing that solo at the end.
Yeah.
Also, you know who does a fantastic rendition of that tune?
Who?
Nick Cave and Kylie Minogue.
Do they really?
Yes.
I've never heard that.
Oh, it's delicious.
I've heard them do other stuff together.
Yeah. No, they did that song together, and oh my goodness. And then also, there's another rendition that we're a little bit more familiar with by a guy named Gus Black, who is from the Massachusetts area, Cambridge. A little folky guy, not bad. His biggest thing that I think he's done, if my memory serves me right, is that he did a cover of that song for the Scream soundtrack. And, there's a scene where Nev Campbell and the other guy, Skeet Ulrich or whatever his name is, and they're playing that little, like, where teenagers clothes, above the clothes type of situation. That song's playing. I was like, who's doing that song? And I looked it up, and it's Gus Black.
Interesting to know.
From Cambridge.
That's what the Saturday Night Soundtrack's all about.
Giving you useless information.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Here's some more useless information. We were talking earlier about...
I'm wearing shoes.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about what we were doing over our summer
pants as well, by the way.
Yes, thank God. What we were doing over our summer vacation and what we weren't doing and, everything in between. I was actually supposed to have surgery over the summer. I was supposed to have my...
Supposed to? I thought you did.
I did not. I was supposed to have my thyroid taken out.
What happened?
Well, first of all, they didn't... The problem was, and Steve can attest to this, I had hernia surgery a couple of years ago, and I was freaked the hell out about that. And it turned out to be the easiest thing in the world.
Absolutely.
I shouldn't say the easiest thing in the world. Let's retract. It was way easier than I expected it to be. My anticipation level was nowhere near what it turned out being. You and I had different methods of the surgery, but I think the recovery was better than either of us anticipated. So I was expecting to have, when having my thyroid out, they mentioned that it's a relatively routine thing. So I said to myself, oh, good. I'm going to get a week off of work where I can just sit at home and recuperate. It's going to be the same type of situation as what I had with my my hernia. Not a problem. Turns out that...
Getting old sucks.
Yes. Turns out that the surgeon who was scheduled to do it, either, I don't know if it's just an abundance of caution or if he's just more cautious than everyone else, but I have gone through so many, tests and follow-ups and sort of pre-testing type procedures. It got pushed off until August 3rd, and I was like, yeah, that's later than I wanted to do it, but that's okay. And then they called me back, and they were like, he's not available in August. So we could do it either July 27th, and they're telling me this on July 22nd. They're like, or we could do it in September. So I was like, well, if September's all you got, let's do it in September. And they scheduled it for September 14th. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, nah, I don't really want to do that either because it's smack in the middle of this Saturday Night Soundtrack semester. And this is not an emergency thing I need to have done. It's something I should have done eventually in my life. So at this point, it's still kind of on hold. The point of all this is that in the midst of all these researches that were going on and everything, they determined that I have a sleep apnea.
Oh, really?
Yes, and the result of this sleep apnea turns out that I need to have a CPAP machine.
Oh, well.
Are you?
What the hell is that?
Are you guys familiar with? Well, let me enlighten you. So a CPAP machine is basically a machine that sits on your dresser, and you put a mask on, and you breathe through it during the night, and it varies the amounts of pressure that you get to try to keep you from. Basically, it's to keep you from snoring, stopping breathing.
Sleep apnea, you stop breathing.
Correct, for brief periods of time, but you still stop breathing. You don't know it, but your spouse knows it.
So how did they figure that out? Were they coming into your place and
No.
monitoring you?
I had to go for a sleep study, and I stayed overnight at a place in Plymouth. It was right next door to where the Mary Lou's is, as a matter of fact, across from the court. And
I know where that is.
I slept there for a night, and they monitored it, and that was a creepy process in itself because there's a camera in the wall, and they're monitoring.
Like, hang on, I gotta take the lotion out of the room.
They're monitoring what you're,
Take my phone. I don't need to be seen.
What's going
watching
on?
Porn on
what's
my
going
phone.
on and all that. So,
Well, now I'm curious.
okay,
So you go into this place,
right.
you see all the cameras and junk. You're like, okay, cool, and you're probably in your pajamas, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you go in there and you change into whatever you.
No,
sleep in,
you change into your scrubbies, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so now what? Like you just sit there, just kind
No,
of like, I hope
they-
I fall asleep, but they come and inject you.
They connect you with a whole bunch of stuff, and then they let you watch TV, and they're like, watch TV, and then, fall asleep whenever you feel like you want.
Oh, yeah,
to
like
sleep.
that would happen.
Yeah. So anyway, so I had to go through all that, and then I had the sleep study done, and I get the sleep apnea machine. So let me enlighten you as to how fantastic this machine is. As a matter of fact, I have this that I brought as a demonstration.
What the hell is that?
As a show and tell. So
That looks like a sex toy.
So I got to wear this every night, right? So hold on. So let me.
Oh man, you must look so hot for your wife.
It's fantastic. I know it. I know it gets her. I know it does. You know what I mean? We make sweet love every time I put this thing on.
You're gonna put that thing on right now?
Yeah.
Oh man, watch out, ladies.
Right.
Good thing we don't have a YouTube feed yet.
Oh, my God, it's Bane.
So you got to put it on you got to snap it around.
Oh,
right?
my God.
Snap it around like this.
Time to get mobile.
This tube connects into a long tube
Sir, you look like an elephant.
that's stuck on the thing. I look right. Like this is what
It's Dumbo.
this is what it comes down
you
to.
gotta get my view.
You know?
Turn your face a little bit.
Oh, man, I feel bad.
This is great.
So this is it. This is what I have to. This is what I have to sleep in.
I
Every
couldn't
night.
sleep. I really couldn't sleep.
It's a difficult thing, and the process, the whole process of it is, I got to take this off.
Yeah,
You look
please.
I look like Reggie Ledoux in the first season of True Detective, walking out of the thing with just the.
No,
man,
that necessitates you have to sleep on your back, man.
No, you can actually sleep on your side.
But I sleep on my stomach.
Yeah,
that wouldn't work
I'm
for
a
me.
side sleeper, but even so, it just becomes cumbersome. And that's the thing is you're supposed to use it every night or a majority of nights. So obviously there's times when I get lazy and I'm kind of like, I don't know if I really want to do this. But the only problem with that is that there is a
That's the night you're gonna die.
well, the company that runs the machines and everything and does all the monitoring, they actually get reports on your usage of the machine, and they can tell what settings.
Oh my God!
They can tell the settings you've got on the thing. They can tell.
Big brother.
They can tell everything. And
More like creepy uncle.
Yeah.
should you think that maybe you can say, oh, you know what? Just for some reason, the transmission thing must not be working. I've been using the thing the whole time. There's an SD card in there that they can ask you to mail them at any time, which also has all of your data in it.
Oh my God.
So this has been lovely. This has been a lovely byproduct of a surgery that I thought was going to be extremely simple, and now is just blown up. And the end result is this.
So what's
Wear this
Nice
ridiculous
treat.
honestly, what's the wife think?
I mean, she wants me to wear it because she doesn't want me to die.
You sure?
Yeah, because
If she ever hides it, you know you got a
no.
problem.
If anything, I go out of my
Did she
way.
tell you to wear it when you guys are being intimate?
No, if anything, I go out of my way to try not to wear the thing, and she'll be like, "Did you start the machine?" Because you gotta warm it up. You gotta warm the machine.
She's
up,
got
right?
a little hand crank, and you're just like, hang on.
You gotta warm the thing up, and she'll be like, "Did you warm up your machine?" And I'll be like, "No, I'm not gonna." She's like,
I'm trying
"Warm it
to.
up.
I'm trying to warm up the machine, and you keep talking to me.
Warm up,
Woman.
warm up the machine." So I can't get away from it.
Ugh.
And
That's hilarious.
The thing is horrible. It's just annoying. It's cumbersome to wear. You can't.
And here
you can't
I am.
do anything. You know.
Here I am complaining about my vertigo,
It's kind of this part. I'm kind of glad I did
and
this.
you got to sit over there and wear a sex toy on your face.
I look like an elephant.
Send me that picture.
I will.
God.
Tweet it depending on how it came out. Another big classic rock block on the way. Call us up 508-531-1303. Saturday Night Soundtrack, BIM.
It's time to dust off some crusty, dirty old relics. Maybe they'll clean some of the records, too, while they're at it. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer. The Saturday Night Soundtrack on 91.5 WBIM.
91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday Night Soundtrack. Red Hot Chili Peppers was from the Blood Sugar Sex Magic album. Breaking the Girl, Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. It's 3 minutes after 9.
Great record.
Isn't it, though?
And then that break in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of people know, but that's all like trash cans and, you know, steel bars and stuff like that they found out in the yard.
Nice.
And Ruben was like, you know what? Use this stuff and then just take around on it.
There
and
you
that's where that whole thing came from. Trash cans and all that.
So see, folks at home, you too can be music legends.
Yes. Yeah.
If you have trash cans in your yard.
Yeah.
Yeah. 508-531-1303. Like us on...
Look at that. You're shortening that up right there.
Like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack, and you can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. Thank God for John, the pilot of the airwaves, Coombs, because I think he's liked everything that we've posted thus far this evening.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's liked a whole bunch of stuff. But it's like him, your wife, my mom, and then like some random people that you know, which is cool. I'm fine with it as long as people are liking stuff.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Hopefully then the Calgon thing will work, and then your friends will become your friends, and then your friends will become your friends.
See, you never know. Yeah. You never know how it's going to go.
It's not going to work.
I wonder when Mikey D's coming back up.
Never.
He said 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock now.
He's hitting and running right now.
Yeah, it's he's never coming.
I think that's it. I mean, we still have his record, so he kind of still still has to show up. You know what I mean? Did either of you guys see? I don't know if you would have come across it, but there was an interview on I guess it was KPMH, which is or KMPH, excuse me, news organization out in Fresno. There was a house fire out in Fresno, and they were interviewing a guy who was a witness to it. He was an eyewitness to this house fire.
What the hell do I care about Fresno for?
You're going to care after you hear this clip. This is a guy that I want to be an eyewitness to basically anything that ever happens ever again in life, ever.
Oh, man, it all went down, man. I stayed right next door, man, from the thing that happened, man, the barbecue, man. I was barbecuing, man. I seen some fire just come out the window, man. The window busted out, man. Only thing I think first, man, make sure them ribs is right. Man, I got my family, man. Brung everybody out safely, man. I carry everybody out myself, man. You know what I mean? Keep this PG, everybody myself, man. I did that. You know what I mean?
Make sure the ribs are right. His main concern. Now, you don't have the visual on this, but as he's being interviewed, he's holding up a rack of ribs, and he's showing it to the camera. Like, he's just proud of his ribs. Just proud of his ribs.
I counted 22 mans in there.
Yeah.
There's going to be more.
Oh, okay.
Kids and older people out, or
Yeah, I got my kids first day. I got my kids, and I thought about my ribs. Like, I ain't want to let my ribs burn and stuff, because I take pride in what I do, man. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was hungry, man. I was like, man, put them
3
ribs.
o'clock in the morning?
Hot links and stuff, man. We got it going and stuff. But
He's high.
I looked over, man. The fire was bursting out, man. I was like, man, this is crazy, man. Real.
I'm not entirely
high.
Let me jump in here and just say I am pretty sure from what I read and saw that he witnessed the fire and did not cause the fire.
No.
I don't know that for sure.
He's high.
That's why I said I'm pretty sure.
Who else makes barbecue ribs at 3 in the morning, man?
He was hungry, man. I'm going to make ribs. He was reminding me of Boomhauer from King of the Hill. Hey, man, go do ribs, man. I'm going to and it continues.
Let me get my kids about the situation, man. That's all I know. You feel me? And I'm from the Bay Area, man. You know I'm located in the Bay Area. You feel me? Out here now, but yeah, I'm from the Bay, man. They call me West Oakland, man. You know, but I'm gonna keep things going, man.
I think he's from the Bay.
You know, but it was frantic, man. It was real serious out there, man. It was real serious, man. But yeah, man. Enjoy this barbecue, though, man. Have a good night, man.
At this point, when he says that, he holds the ribs again straight into the camera so that everybody can see the ribs. Because I take pride in what I do, man.
So he's not even from the neighborhood. He's just in this neighborhood randomly cooking these ribs
that was
for his kids, man.
That's kind of the impression I was getting, but it was difficult to tell. But either way, it was just a fantastic story, and then he caps it off with this.
They put us in a motel, man, you know what I mean? Because I ain't trying to come out the pockets. They owe me for that one, you feel me?
You get injuries yourself?
Did I get the injuries? Yeah, oh, no, I ain't get no injuries and stuff except for all the smoke in my lungs and stuff. I already had smoke in my lungs, so I'm all right.
Yeah, that's where it is. That guy is high. High.
Yeah.
From the thing that happened, man.
I got smoke in my lungs anyway, man. All right, dude.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. His name was Richard Wright.
Wright?
Yeah. Richard Wright. He was a Richard. And,
yes.
Is that a new segment? Here's the Richard of the Week.
We'll go find a Richard of the Week. That we could try to do that. I don't know how much. I stumbled across this, so I don't.
There you go. That's our first.
I don't
Richard
necessarily know that I have time to go out and find great Richards like that every week. Well, but I can do my darndest.
Well, hey, man, you know what I'm saying, man. I can do my darndest. If you can deliver on Stingers and Steve can deliver on the pens, I guess you can deliver on the
this on the Richard. This radio show, man, I take pride in what I do, man.
I don't need that to burn, man.
Make sure them ribs is right.
Oh, them ribs are right, man.
Oh,
geez. Good.
If you're cooking ribs, call us up, 508-531.
I want to know who right now, what is it, 9 o'clock at night making ribs?
I guess
he was doing it at 3 a.m.
Honestly, I think 9 at night is a hell of a lot more of a reasonable time to be making ribs. And
it certainly is.
And sausage link and we got links and everything, man, going on, man. Than
like a whole
at 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning.
Can you imagine being next door to that guy? What the hell? Who's cooked? What is happening? 3 o'clock.
Damn it, Richard.
You're a Richard.
Got that right, man.
We're doing horrible impressions of this man, by the way. I don't care. Our impressions are terrible.
Yeah, it's better than what people did with that other guy, that Hide Your Wife guy, where all of a sudden there was like 6 songs about the guy. Who cares?
Who cares, man?
What else you got?
My sandwich was delicious.
As was mine. Did you find it better than before?
Yes.
Almost like there's somebody new assembling them?
Yes. In retrospect to the conversation that Jared had, it's almost unfortunate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Also the fact that the raw onions that they put in mine, that I asked for, they didn't mess around with those. Oh. So Jared's going to have a great time driving home with me.
Good.
Man.
Well,
Mikey Destruction, what is happening, sir?
I'm back.
Oh, are you?
Yes,
up front.
you are.
And say something, Rob.
Hi. Hey, Mike.
What do you want from me, man?
What do you want, man? I'm trying to
turn it down. You knucklehead. I did walk in here with eardrums. Now I don't.
They're good. You don't need them.
All right.
You good?
Talk to me.
The greatest thing is none of us were really talking at that point. He blew his eardrums out by himself, just talking.
Yeah.
Mikey D.
True.
His own voice just blew out his eardrums.
So what's going on, Judge? What am I missing out on here?
I just did that for you, man.
All right, there we go.
Man.
Now we're getting somewhere.
That's exactly where it was before. Man, you're such a...
This is great. This is a great organization.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting, all right?
Oh, yeah, well, what are you broadcasting? What do you got?
All right.
You got any stories?
What don't I have?
Tell me a story. Tell me a story.
What? Tell me anything. All right, so what,
I want a story from you.
We got 2 semesters left. Don't worry, you're going to hear plenty.
2 semesters of what? What do you mean? Oh, because of this year, of this school year.
Yeah, I get it. But you don't
this
have
one hasn't even begun yet.
I thought he was.
So you don't even have any from like the first day.
I just had a story for you earlier.
What happened?
Budgie. Don't you remember?
No, I'm talking about college stories. What do you got for college stories?
Oh, it's kind of dull around here during this past summer.
Yeah.
I mean, the students come back.
What about the first day of school? Like, you got any kids crying on the side of the road because their mom's gone forever?
It's college. I don't think that happens in
no,
college.
The parents were crying up until they left.
Oh, okay.
Well, here's something.
Too if I knew I was leaving my kid with this guy.
Here's something I should ask Mikey D about.
Not asking.
So September 10th, kicking it off against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Patriots start their season
Thursday, right?
And
Thursday night football.
Yeah,
NFL.
Whatever the 10th is, and Brady's playing.
Yes, he is.
4 games that he's not missing.
Yeah, correct.
Because they threw it out, and the thing is, give me the proof. If there was a few ounces missing from that football or other footballs, who gives a rat's behind? Are all footballs the same? They measure the air in them before, during, and after games? Come on, play football.
I'm thinking of while all this stuff was going on over the summer, because obviously it was just nonstop talk about the Deflategate stuff and the trials and then the hearings and then the rehearings and appeals.
Cell
and
phone.
Yeah,
Come on.
whatever
Give me a
else was
break.
going on. Every once in a while all this was happening, I would sit back and think to myself, how lovely it must be for Mikey D's significant other sitting in the house with him, listening to him yell at the television or whomever about this whole situation going on. Because every day there was some sort of news story about it, and I'm sure your brain was ready to just
The thing
explode.
was, I never watched 1 ounce of TV over this incident, right? Just, from what I hear from other people, reading in the newspapers, radio now and then. Just nonsense, bull, you know what?
True.
Because, guy intercepts a pass, runs it to the sideline, gives it to another person. Wow, that other person, something funny about this ball. Please. Is that all there is in pro sports? Now look at all summer long since like the end of last season up till now, give me a friggin' break. That's why I'm losing, as time goes on for a number of years now, I'm slowly losing interest in pro sports. It's just not what it used to be.
Yeah, I can see that. When
they made the headlines, it was a rarity, but it was something positive.
There were some people saying, and I don't really think there's a whole lot behind this, but if it happened unintentionally. That there were a lot of people saying that Goodell could potentially be the most, even if it's unintentional, he could have been the best strategist for publicity for the NFL, because the NFL season effectively never stopped in the media. It just kept going because of all of this going on.
What about the judge? He did his job.
Judge did his job.
Because go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the judge had his the judge. Someone said the judge had Tom Brady on his fantasy football team, which apparently was, I don't know if I think someone actually verified that was true.
Like I've been saying, what the judge probably said, what I've been saying, where's the proof? You need proof. You're coming in to court of law, give me the proof.
That's
There's no proof.
That's essentially what he said to...
Get it out of here.
Right, that's essentially what he said to Goodell, because he came out, when he made his ruling, that was kind of what he said was, we can't do anything on, general knowledge of wrongdoing or whatever the phrasing was. It was basically a case of he just had to rule on what was in front of him. That's what was in front of him, and that was it.
All right.
And then
guess what? We're playing football. That's all that counts.
So now the season starts. They can raise they're going to raise the banner, because they weren't going to raise. They were going to hold off on raising the Super Bowl banner if Tom Brady
raise
wasn't
Goodell
there.
up in that flagpole.
They were going to hold off on it if Tom Brady had to wait the 4 games. They were going to wait until he was back to raise the banner. No, they're apparently just going to raise it on Thursday.
All right.
So
Now off football for a moment.
So yeah.
Thank God.
Any call-ins from past callers like last couple of months? Is that a no?
Yeah, you're hilarious. No.
Whatever became of what the heck's it? Black Greg? Was that his name? Something like that?
Oh man, way to be
Order of names makes a difference, boys and girls.
Or something like that.
Greg Black, we have not.
Oh yeah,
heard
maybe
from.
that's what his name is.
It's not a maybe, sir. It's a.
Oh God.
It's a full-on
Yeah.
yes. That's his name.
We haven't heard from Nate either. I basically said at the beginning of this show that one of the more demoralizing things about doing college radio, and especially in this particular case where we just have a long break and then we come back, is basically it's like starting fresh all over again. Like, we have to build our fan base all over again because everyone has lost track of what is going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're basically just at square one.
Like last winter, how many times did I threaten to stuff him in a monstrous
I think that
snowbank? Is that
that's why we don't have a listener no more.
Is that why we don't have no fans?
Yeah.
But I was only clowning.
When you say it like that, it sounds very ungenuine.
But I was only clowning.
I was only clowning.
Punching sound effects in the background.
As you're driving by and you see nothing but feet and legs kicking out of a snowbank.
Oh, man. This is why we don't have any listeners.
All right, so,
Hey, did you take any of these pens?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you just gave me a handful earlier.
Good. Who'd you give them to?
Everybody I saw.
Good. Good.
And I ran out.
Now, you didn't stab them with it, did you? Listen to the show and then just got them?
Do we have it? Because I want to make sure.
They listened to the show after I got through with them because I use them to clean out their ears. Okay. Those BIM orange pens.
Okay.
I want people around to have pens. I want people downstairs to have pens. I want them to be bringing pens to class. You know what I mean? I want these pens to permeate.
Because of us, they won't fail.
The BSC campus is what I want.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so Nate, huh? Does anybody know if he still works at whatever it's called down the corner market down here at the lights?
I don't know. Didn't you go there?
Nah, I'll go there next Saturday, see if he works there on my
Why
way
don't you
in.
go there now on your lunch?
Didn't you go there once and like give an old man a note?
Yeah, and they gave some other wing nut a friggin' note. Looks like he was, I don't know, out of his gourd.
You know, like, are you sitting somewhere just like, I'm going to write that guy a note? You're getting a note.
Oh,
I
he
see.
said sitting there.
I said sit. Sit. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, never mind. We'll discuss that later.
What are you talking about?
Never mind.
Says the guy with the
Broadcast.
records.
I said I'm broadcasting, you knucklehead.
All right.
All right.
I don't even understand what just happened.
I don't. It's a night with Mikey D. You never know what's going to happen.
All right.
It's like
What
the
else is
date
going
rape
on?
drug.
Nothing. So we're gonna get into classic rock. We got one track by the Rolling Stones to play, and then we're gonna have another live cut from Molly Hatchet
All
after
right.
that.
What you mentioned earlier, one of the ones you liked on there that we didn't play tonight.
I think I mentioned Dreams I'll Never See.
Guess what?
So if you want to do that,
Dreams I'll Never See.
then we'll do that. We got Rolling Stones and live Molly Hatchet. It was from their double live album from '85, and we're gonna
An all-time classic.
and we'll hear that in a bit.
You don't hear that on the corporate radio stations out there. You want to listen to real music? You tune into BIM 91.5 on your FM dial.
Now, does the guitar on this live record play the sweet stuff?
What do you mean the sweet stuff?
I was just wondering if it plays the sweet stuff.
You got double live, you got double lead guitars on
Yeah.
Molly Hatchet then.
All right, I just want to know if it's playing the sweet stuff. Is all.
Southern kick-ass boogie.
All right.
Rock and roll, brother.
There it is.
From Jacksonville, Florida. Home of Skinner.
That explains things.
Down for some boogie.
Look away, Dixieland, brother. All right. We're off and running, Hicks.
Here we go.
All right.
Buckle up.
Stay tuned. I'll be back next week. Listen to some classic rock.
That's a
And
promise.
I'll be up there with Joel in a couple more hours hanging out.
Joel from wherever. We don't
Yeah,
know
from
where.
around the
Joel
corner.
from around the corner, and then Joey
Joel, this
from...
one's for you. And did you play any Blue Oyster Cult yet?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right. We'll have to play another one for him before we leave.
Wait,
If not, we'll do it next week. We'll give him a double shot of it
Who's
next
Tom?
week.
Who's Tom?
I said Joel.
Who's Tom?
Tom.
Yeah, Tom.
Maybe Tom was an unrelated request.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Because there's a guy that called Tom. He wanted to hear some Blue Oyster Cult, and we played it for him.
Oh, so you played it for him?
Yeah.
So we played it for him. So let's play some other Blue Oyster Cult probably within the
How
next
about some
hour or so
Godzilla?
for Joel.
Yeah, for that owner of, well, whatever it is up around the corner. All right.
How about some
Stay
astronomy?
tuned.
Whatever it is.
I'll be up there soon. Hang out there, kids.
Watch out,
Mikey
this guy's
D's
on the
coming.
run.
That's a promise or a threat, depending on how you look at it.
Both.
If you're out walking around the campus, have your pepper spray ready, because Mikey's out there.
Fine, I'll be back.
BIM.
Saturday nights with Rob Hicks. He's like Wolfman Jack. Without the beard, money, or timeless popularity.
Coincidence? I think not.
Bridgewater's Saturday night soundtrack on 91.5 WBIM.
One of the best uses of a cowbell ever in classic rock ever. 91.5 WBIM. Bridgewater Saturday night soundtrack. Mountain, Mississippi Queen. Before that, we heard Molly Hatchet from Vinyl. Courtesy of Mikey D. It was some live Dreams I'll Never See. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer. It is coming up on 9:35.
You gotta give it to that old video game Guitar Hero to make that song by Mountain popular again.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's the only song by Mountain that really deserves to be made popular, but it deserves to be really popular.
Some of their other songs, they had some other decent ones. You know, like nothing is solid as that, but I mean some other decent ones.
I'm not a fan of Mountain.
No, me neither.
But put this together for a compilation. You can do a compilation about me.
They did a whole song
I don't
about-
like Mountain. Mountain sucks, except for this song. The song's awesome.
They did a whole song about hyenas.
Did they really?
Yeah.
What song was that?
Oh, I can't remember the title now.
It's probably called Hyannis.
Good guess, Steve.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm on the board tonight.
The process of deduction is with you. 508-531-1303. Call us up. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. And, lest we forget to mention, because I really want to tout this because it's working a lot better than I thought, check out the Livestream app, which is a free app at the iTunes, and I'm assuming it's at the Google Play stores. I'm not for phones that aren't iPhones. I'm going to find out about that this week and then come back.
You know what?
and
I just
confirm.
put it in Google and it brought the app up.
Did it come
straight
up?
away.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter because if you have basically any kind of smartphone that has a web browser, you don't need the Livestream app. You can go to livestream.com and you can just search for WBIM and it's going to show up.
What just happened?
Mikey D just came and took your trash.
Oh.
Mikey D is he's working overtime. He's doing his job for us.
Oh yeah, that's good to go.
Getting all
this is mine.
everything
It has my
together.
medication in it. Don't Just take that. Hey, you know what I noticed?
Yeah, what's
and
that?
what Steve has also noticed?
Sure.
A lot of callers. What are we on, like 6 now?
What's up?
A lot of callers.
Oh, yes. Yes. A lot of callers. Which I'm glad about because we're on earlier than I thought we were going to be. I was not expecting us to be geared up until, and honestly, the onus on this, or I guess the credit goes to the management of the station nowadays, because the folks managing the station, they're really they're getting things going a lot earlier than the other. Like when I was here, we didn't get going until the middle of September, probably. Mid to late September, you're talking, maybe the second week if you were lucky, more likely third or fourth. And that's just the way it ran. I mean, it's everything here is, as everyone knows, it's all student run. So it kind of all depends on when everybody gets that. I mean, yes, there is faculty advisor oversight, but I mean, that's limited. It's really, it's the work of the students that gets this place up and going.
And the students are so enamored by our awesome radio show. They're like, we need to get this thing back on air immediately.
It's almost, I got to tell you, I kind of squirm in my seat every time there's a station meeting going on, because I'll sit in the meetings and they'll bring up the Excel on the big sheet and they'll show it, just the schedule for the semester, and there'll be just this big block that says Rob H on it for like 6 hours, and they'll be looking around like, nobody else wants it, so I raise my hand and block off the times, and then they get to like 9 to 11, and I'm raising my hand again and again. I'm not beating anyone out because nobody else wants it, but at the same time they're looking around like, does anybody else want a slot on Saturday, or... No, and then
you're giving them the opportunity right there.
Exactly.
I mean, right.
And as I was told by the general manager at the meeting that we had at the end of last semester when we were setting up this semester schedule, he said that he had heard positive feedback about the Saturday night programming, so he had no problem with us doing a full 6 hours. He just wanted to make sure they were giving the ample opportunity to the other students, and they did. And well, they didn't want it, so here we are.
There we go.
That's fine by me.
Yeah, because Rob, when I first started here almost 15 years ago. You were up here Thursday nights doing a classic rock show.
That I was.
And every year after that, up until maybe last year and this year, I mean, I talked to Tommy Donlin I think it was like last weekend, I saw him coming through with some equipment. He said, we're going to start right into Wednesday night, and he's going, all the shows kicking in right after that.
Yeah.
I'm saying, wow, that's unusual, because years past, like you said.
It was.
Sometimes it wasn't starting until they'd start school.
Correct.
At least 2 weeks later, that's when they started in.
Right,
so
because
first
basically
week, you got to love it.
The students that are basically the students that were running the place were waiting until they were here and settled to get into the business of running the place. I'm not saying that's wrong, because that's obviously the way they just wanted to do it, but it just gypped you out of a couple of weeks of programming.
Double thumbs up to management, Tommy and his underlings.
Yes.
And not to mention.
Don't know if we should call them underlings.
Not to mention the DJs and guests.
Yes. They keep the place going. You guys.
All right, gents. I'm out of here. I got to continue on. My weekend starts later on, and until next week. And next week, another flea market find, a BIM moment.
I like
the
the alliteration of flea market find, by the way.
All right.
He found an old workout video by Richard Simmons, and he's all excited on VHS.
We will not play that if that's the case.
I wouldn't even use that for a Frisbee with the local mangy mutt. All right, I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you next week.
See you, Mike.
Hey, get out of here.
You know he's gonna call. You know he's gonna call at like 10:50.
Oh yeah, he's gonna call like right when he gets outside in 4 minutes.
Speaking of 10:50, I wonder what the situation is.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Which one?
Well, it's the same people as we were dealing with at the end of the last session, so...
Oh, is that... Okay, that's good then.
So we're
if
fine.
that's the case, then we're good.
Absolutely.
And I've got the keys. I have the keys in my pocket, so I can always do the thing where I just lock the door and say, it's locked, we're good, and we're done.
There you go.
So yeah, as I...
see that work. I want to see that work.
Oh, okay.
As I had mentioned, I did go to the... so I went to the station meeting. We had the station meeting on Tuesday, and I think it's just because I'm old. Like, I just sit there and I most of the time it's just me just waiting to... I want to sign the 3 pieces of paper that I have to sign.
Just break it.
I want to make sure that my calendar is, we still have the 6 hours that we're supposed to have, and then I want to be on my way.
Exactly.
But it went okay, and everything was great. We still have our schedule. We're still here. And for anybody who doesn't know what's going on, yes, we are doing a Saturday night soundtrack from 5 to 11 every Saturday night until the end of the semester, because we can.
Exactly.
That's pretty much it.
And we want to.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're old and we don't care.
We don't have lives.
Pretty much it. This is not a problem. No problem whatsoever. So I want to get back into
Yeah.
Get
Oh,
back
that's great.
It's. I can see all kinds of things.
Get back into some classic rock. I think I got to play some Blue Oyster Cult again for someone. I lost track of who it is.
Some Mickey Jabroni
Joel-
down the street.
Joel from down there. So Black Greg. Joe from down the street.
Oh
somewhere.
man, well, that's there goes some listenership right there.
You guys want to grab one of the FCC violation papers in case?
Yes, let's
just have it handy.
Fill it out ahead of time.
Unless somebody thinks you violated something and you really didn't, and that was an ironic conversation, by the way.
Well, that's why I was asking, does that guitar on this thing play sweet music? Because the guitar on the other one wouldn't play that sweet music.
Burn this mother... 508-531-1303. Another classic rock block.
Don't want to burn our ribs.
Dire Straits coming up next, BIM.
The best reason to listen to WBIM on Saturday nights instead of your iPod. Size matters. The largest library of classic rock in Bridgewater is on. This Saturday night soundtrack with Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, and Steve Rimmer. 91.5 WBIM.
Why do I get the feeling? My eardrums are bleeding. Why do I get the feeling that if you smoked in the boys' room here, that Mikey D would kick your ass?
I don't think anybody would notice what these bathrooms smell anyway.
Hey, you cement head, you can't be smoking in there.
I don't know why.
He'd probably join you.
That seems like a good idea.
I don't know why he sounds like Patty and Selma when I do. I don't know. Some terrible.
He's probably
impressions.
related to them in some way.
Awful. 10:06, Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Rimmer, and we're already into our last hour of the first show of the season. And it went by quick.
It did.
So far. But another hour of classic rock. We're on until 11 o'clock every Saturday night, so give us a call, 508-531-1303. I'll go through the usual litany. You can like us on Facebook, Saturday Night Soundtrack. You can follow us on Twitter at SN Soundtrack. And Jared has found out some interesting information about the live stream app, which is apparently available everywhere. Is that correct?
Yes, that is available everywhere. So you could use that on your Google, on your Apple phone if you're normal people. If you're abnormal people, you can use that on your Android. Or if you want to sit at home and, have a couple of beers safely, you can watch it on your Roku.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go.
Jared was telling us something pretty scary off the air about this producer mode.
When I figure that part out, we'll move on from there.
Are you telling me not to jump the gun?
Yeah.
Normally it's me telling you not to jump the gun.
No, you know what? This is what's going to happen.
Jared's doing some research on something that's potentially not something I necessarily
earth-shattering, awesome.
Not something I really want access to.
What the hell you don't want access to that for?
It's awful.
That's awesome.
Awful idea.
It's a great idea. It's
awful
called
idea.
marketing. Get with it.
You know what's marketing? We're at this point right now in marketing.
Yes.
Everybody come up and get a pen if you want a pen. So I left a pen in the transmitter room after I did the readings for tonight. I'm going to leave a pen in here. And I want to see how many people notice, I don't know. I want to see if people think that we're just ridiculous.
They already do.
Or if they're like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. These guys are a cut above the rest. We just want to be like them. You know what I mean? I'm wondering, I feel like it could go either way. Because I am like Richard Wright with his ribs. I take pride in what I do, man.
Yes.
And I just want, you know what I mean, the show. I just want the show to be the best that it possibly can be. And again, thank you to Steve, because Steve's the one who made the pens possible.
Thank my dear wife.
I was going to say, and your wife helped with it too. The more I look at this, the more I mean, not to oversell this pen on the air, but I really like these pens. They're a nice color. They're like an orangey, metallic orangey color. The WBIM logo is perfect on this thing.
Yeah.
They got that down completely. We got Saturday Night Soundtrack on there. I noticed that you put the, I hope you didn't jinx us by putting the time on here.
But I hope not.
5 to 11 p.m.
I know.
I mean, we know we're good for this semester. I'm just hoping it continues into next semester. And if it doesn't, well, we've got a semester worth of pens.
I'll get more pens.
Obviously call letters and 91.5. And don't be a Richard. What else do you want? Phone number on there? All sorts of deals.
Yeah.
So come up and get a friggin' pen, because we got enough of them.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep bringing our, I'd recommend, kind of like what we were talking about off the air, maybe we'll all, sort of bring our pen stash back week after week.
Anything that you haven't given away.
If we happen by some miracle to get people moseying in here who actually want pens, we'll give them a pen.
Yeah.
So if you call up and make a request and you want a pen.
And if you're interesting enough, maybe we'll do an interview.
There you go.
You got to be interesting, though. I don't want to talk to you if you're just... Well, I'm studying to be a child care. I don't care.
I mean, half the time
I don't care.
Half the time, Jared doesn't even want to talk to us. You
Yeah,
know what
exactly.
I mean? So it's touch and go. It's touch and go whether he's going to want to talk to any of you people. But you may surprise us. Who knows? So 508-531-1303. Call us up. Find out if you've got what it takes for Jared to want to interview you. And
you'll probably have to be interviewed about the interview.
I sound like
right. Like how pretentious are we? Find out if we want to waste our time with you here doing this show that that nobody's listening to, or that 6 people listened to. They heard their song and then stopped. I don't know that's what happened, but I'm just guessing. So there's a lot of one thing I wanted to mention real quick is that there's a resurgence of movies coming back for anniversaries that are playing in theaters and so forth. I went to see Jaws when it came to Kingston.
You didn't do the watching Jaws in the swimming pool thing, did you?
I did not do the watching Jaws in the swimming pool because
that was so cool.
I mean, I'm not Well, the closest I got was I went to, and I was pleasantly surprised by how much of a reaction this got. I went to the cinemas in Kingston and the mall there, which is basically the only thing that's worth going to in the mall anymore. Mm-hmm. And it was one day, I think it was like June 21st or something like that. There was one day, and it was it was within a day or two of the 40th anniversary of the original release of the film. And they had like 2 or 3 showings that day, and I went to whatever one was, it was at 2 or 3 o'clock or something like that. And I went in, the thing was sold out.
Oh wow!
There were people scrambling looking for seats, trying to find out. And I had bought the ticket probably, I think it was on the Thursday or Friday when I realized that they were doing it. So I had gotten the ticket earlier on, so I knew I was going to be fine. But just when I went in and realized that, because I cut it relatively close, I got there about 15 minutes early, and I said, what difference is it going to make? I don't think there's going to be a lot of people here. And I was stunned, and it was all ages. It was people, older people you could tell must have seen the movie before. There were people bringing their kids, and I could tell from reactions that some of the kids were seeing the thing for the first time. And it was great for them to be able to see it, a classic film in a theater the way it's supposed to be seen, and appreciate a movie like that even from 40 years ago.
Here's another thing, because you're talking about this. There's a great theater down in the Cape, down in Dennis, called the Cape Cod Cinema, right? And years ago, I want to say like 6 or 8 months before the movie came out, they actually tested the movie here in Massachusetts first.
Oh, really?
They tested out Wizard of Oz here in Massachusetts. So I think it's either next week or 2 weeks from now, where the Cape Cod Cinema is showing this film in a special limited, like $15, which is a little bit more than their usual ticket prices, to come see this, the film that was shown at that theater.
Do you think
70 years ago?
Do you think people in Massachusetts were as judgmental back then as they were now? Do you think they walked out and they're like, "That's retarded"?
Barbara, where the fuck's my keys?
You might want to take that down. I think it's set at Mikey D level, and I don't know what's going on. But the other movie that's going to be replaying, and I got to make sure to get tickets to this in advance because I do not want to miss this. Yes. November 1st. Goodfellas. It's going to be all to my knowledge, it's going to be all the Showcase cinemas. And I think they're only doing it at one time, from what I could find. It was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They're doing it at Showcase cinemas. They're going to do it in Randolph. They're going to do it at the Patriot Place, I believe, in Hanover. And a couple of other locations that are Showcase cinemas. You can find them. They don't... Showcase doesn't do Fandango, but they do movietickets.com. So if you go on movietickets.com, either the site or the app, then you'll be able to find it. I don't want to tout this nobody's listening. I don't want to tout this too much because I don't want a lot of people scrambling and getting tickets because I don't want you getting my tickets, but I don't think there's a big chance of that. So anybody who is listening, for you 2 or 3 people, I'm not threatened. Go get your tickets because it's going to be worth it.
Hey, did you read, speaking of Goodfellas, did you read any of the things I sent you about Black Mass?
I haven't. Didn't you just send them to me?
Yeah, like 2 hours ago.
Right, I'm doing a show.
Anyway,
I don't know if you know.
Well, I read it.
Yeah, okay.
So one of the things...
Because you're just sitting in there
one of the
doing
things
a show.
Is, I'm the entertainment. Here we go with the egos. One of the things is that they were saying that Johnny Depp is like this is kind of like the big movie for him, and which is kind of making me a little bit nervous about the film because I did
read, not from the thing that you sent, but I did read that in some other article I read a day or two ago when they were basically talking about the fact that the critic reactions are already starting to come out and they're overwhelmingly positive.
My fear is that like the whole like Johnny Depp is back type thing is going to overshadow the subject.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, but anyway, so the point of this is that some people are saying that Johnny Depp is the whole, like, the way he's playing the character. It seems like Ray Liotta's character in Goodfellas, but towards the end when he started getting a little bit more manic and a little bit more cracked out.
Like the best part of the movie, basically.
That's interesting that happened.
Good.
Yeah, so there you go.
I'm looking forward to seeing
That's all I wanted to say.
I want to see that.
I'm dying to see that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
as you know.
As I know. 508-531-1303.
Everybody that knows me knows I'm dying for that film.
We're going to get into another big classic rock block right now. We're going to kick it off with a song that I think most people don't realize was included on the We Are the World album back in 1985. 91.5 WBIM Bridgewater. Saturday night soundtrack. Rob Hicks, Jared Barbetta, Steve Burmer. 10:46, and we're going to be wrapping it up here. A couple of minutes, maybe 10 minutes or so. Gab with you guys a little bit more, and then we'll be on our way, and the first show of the season will be in the bag.
Bam!
Bam! Why is your thing, it's so loud? Why are you so loud?
No,
I don't know why
he's so loud. It's not his thing that's loud.
I don't understand. I don't understand
what's... My voice transcends the volume knobs.
Your voice does something. I don't know what's going on.
I don't think transcending would be a part of what I used to describe it.
It ascends the volume knobs. Ladies everywhere sitting on their speakers.
You just keep thinking that. That's fine. Well, so I think our first show of the season went pretty good. I'm glad that there were so much. I mean, as far as the actual behind the scenes work, I think the wheels are already sort of coming off because there's pieces that we don't have here that we're supposed to clearly have. As far as filling out some logs and so forth, but we may do. You know what I mean?
We make this station so much money. Who cares?
How exactly did that happen?
Do we really?
We do. We're so entertaining.
I was not aware of any of this money. I'm also not aware of receiving any royalties.
We're so entertaining, and then like people just.
That's why most of the students come to this university.
Just to listen to us?
Exactly.
Did you realize that you could listen to us for free on live stream? They know now.
They do know now.
Now they're regretting their life choice.
Enrollment is going down.
They're wondering what they've just done with their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a question for you guys. Do you guys say, like, I feel like there's two schools of thought on this, and some people will, like, save everything from the beginning of time. Some people will wipe them out all the time. Do you guys save texts? I know you do.
I don't.
I know Jared has a tendency to save, like text strings.
Oh no, I just let it go. I just let it do its thing.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't delete text, in other words.
No, I thought it would always delete it itself.
It doesn't.
Oh Jesus.
No, I don't.
So I'll go in and because I just don't like clutter. So I'll go in and just delete everything. You know, and it's just because I don't want to see. I just don't want to see clutter. I don't want to see messages from 5 months ago. I don't need them. It's not necessary.
There's actually a function on your phone that you can make it do that.
Yeah, I know.
That way you don't have to waste your time decluttering.
I mean, honestly, it's not that big a deal.
I thought I had that setting on my phone already.
I'll declutter every couple of days. I know my wife keeps certain texts because sometimes conversations that you and I and she have had have been interesting and over the past few months, and sometimes she keeps them just as evidence should someone happen to...
what the hell is she doing now?
Should someone happen to, come to their senses and realize maybe that, certain people aren't as great as they think they are. No, not you.
Oh.
No.
Oh, are we talking about...
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Mike?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I don't even care.
So she's got the trail of all those. But, so I don't really keep text, but every once in a while I like to look back at texts that are in my phone just to see what I haven't deleted yet, to see what the weirdest texts are. Like, do you guys have any, do you have weird texts in your phone? Like, you look back at them and you don't know...
My name is Jared, of course.
Yes, he does.
If you're friends with me, you obviously have weird texts anyway.
This is true. Except I delete yours because I don't like clutter.
Like there was that one... did I ever tell you this time I woke up in his yard naked?
I did not live there, thank Christ.
You didn't live there at the time?
I don't think I lived there at the time. I think we probably would have noticed that.
A long time ago in my youth. I drank copiously, and I ended I was at a party behind his house.
Okay.
And this is before I came to know Rob, and I got stupid drunk, ended up naked in his yard.
Thank God I didn't live there at that time.
I woke up like in the wee hours of the morning.
Where did your clothes go?
They were just strewn about.
Are you positive that it was my house?
I'm positive. I remember anywhere I was naked.
I want to keep the text that I sent to my wife this morning for posterity because I feel like in deleting clutter, I will get rid of a wonderful memory by not saving a text that says, quote, I would have gotten toilet paper from the truck, but I was in my underwear and had no pants downstairs. That was
That's a saver.
That was sent at 8:18 this morning in response to my wife's text saying, where's my toilet paper? Because I was in a situation where I had bought toilet paper from the store. The mission had been accomplished, except it was still in my vehicle.
Well, then you took your pants off.
Right. And I had come downstairs this morning, and I said, oh, crap. And then I did. And but I didn't have, and the only toilet paper was like a quarter of a roll in her, the other bathroom. And I was like, I'm getting that. Yeah. I'm not going outside. Yeah. So that's how that came to be.
There you go.
Yeah. So weird text in one's phone.
It's a good one, though.
So you babooned it all the way downstairs.
That what?
Babooned it?
Yeah, because, baboons keep their butt up high.
Oh,
no. I think
you see what I'm saying now?
Yes, but no,
You arched your butt up in the air.
No, because I had already... No, because the point is, I knew that I was going to need the toilet paper. I went and got it before any disaster took place.
All right, hey.
I didn't need verification of that.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Is it just a test to see if anybody's listening?
Yes.
What just happened?
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
You saw me touch something and you're like, oh, what's that?
Well, the computer just came, this screen just came on.
I saw that.
I can't do anything about it because I don't have any credentials, but if I did, I still wouldn't do anything about it because I have nothing to do. There's no flash drive in here, I can't do anything.
We make enough money for this
yeah, we do. We're going to keep the station in pens is what we're going to do. Yeah. If nothing else, the station will be well equipped with pens by the end of the semester.
Yeah, we have like a house full of listeners out there somewhere.
Yeah,
someone's listening.
Somebody listens.
Someone that's listening that's outside of the 6 degrees of separation between the three of us. Someone out there. Maybe someone on Mars from like 100 years from now is listening to the show last season now.
Like a contact type deal?
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to listen to any of the shows
like that planet's stupid. Let's avoid them.
Like, oh my God. Dodged a bullet on this one.
Boy.
If anybody, by the way, wants to listen to any of the shows from last semester, they're still all up. I'm not taking them down. There's no reason to take them down. So
you basically fight us.
You're basically just going to get cumulative shows. So on YouTube, it's just all you have to do is search for Saturday Night Soundtrack on YouTube, and filter for channels because that's important. If you don't do that, you're going to get 87,000 Saturday Night Fever soundtrack videos. You're going to want to kill yourself. So just type in Saturday Night Soundtrack, filter for channels. We're the first one that's going to come up. Check that out. All of the old shows, the highlights, all these on-air bits are all on there. Basically going back to January this year.
Yeah. So, now we should probably also say it's not the full show.
It is not the full show with the music and all that, right?
But you have like all the talking bits where you can get your humor in like one punch to the face.
Exactly. It's pretty much.
Or a knee to the groin.
What else does anybody?
Yeah.
What else would anybody?
Or
want?
a good biting on the tip.
Or like that video you just showed me a little while ago.
Exactly.
So I'm already looking forward to next week.
Absolutely.
This is good. This one's gone good.
Yeah.
You know what I like the most? Obviously just doing the show in general, but I was telling Steve earlier, I liked not having the stress of coming in at 5 and wondering if it was okay to set up or... Oh, that was fantastic. That was the best hour and a half on WBIM in
respect
the entire year.
Respect.
Oh.
But or like the other added stress of like, hey, it's 30 minutes before. Are you done?
Oh yes, absolutely. I haven't even seen anyone tonight. I got to go around and lock the doors. I haven't even seen person one to remind me that I have to.
They
lock
probably
the doors.
Forgot about us. They're like, there's nobody here.
Not a problem.
We're gonna leave this place and the alarms are going off, and we're gonna run.
I mean, at that point, it's not our problem.
Come get us now.
So,
campus police, I know you listen to us. I know what's going on.
I'm on to you.
I'm on to you.
I'm on to what's
police.
happening. We'll see you next week. It's Saturday
Yes,
night.
we will hear you next week.
Yes. And you will hear us,
You'll hear us next week, yeah.
whether you want to or not.
It would, yeah, because I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to scream at your face and have a radio show.
WBIM.
Throw a pen at you.
Oh, man, it all went down, man. I stayed right next door, man, from the thing that happened, man, the barbecue, man. I was barbecuing, man. I seen some fire just come out the window, man. The window busted out, man. Only thing I think first, man, make sure them ribs is right. And ran them and got my family, man. Brung everybody out safely, man. I carry everybody out myself, man. You know what I mean? Keep this PG, everybody myself, man. I did that. Feel me?
You got kids and older people out, or just kids?
Yeah, I got my kids first. First thing I got my kids, and I thought about my ribs. Like, I ain't want to let my ribs burn and stuff, because I take pride in what I do, man. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was hungry, man. I was like, man, put them ribs on there, man. Some hot links and stuff, man. We got it going and stuff. But I looked over, man. The fire was bursting out, man. I was like, man, this is crazy, man. Real crazy, man. Let me get my kids up out this situation, man. That's all I know. You feel me? And I'm from the Bay Area, man. You know I'm located in the Bay Area. You feel me? Out here now, but yeah, I'm from the Bay, man. They call me West Oakland, man, you know. But I'm going to keep things going, man. Keep going, you know. But it was frantic, man. It was real serious out there, man. It was real serious, man. But yeah, man, I'm enjoy this barbecue, though, man. Have a good night, man. Hopefully they put us in the motel, man, you know what I mean? Because I ain't trying to come out the pocket. They owe me for that one, you feel me?
Did you get injuries yourself?
Did I get any injuries?
Yeah, you get.
Oh, no, I ain't get no injuries and stuff except for all the smoke in my lungs and stuff. I already had smoke in my lungs, so I'm all right.